Welcome to Counterculture Wise, a Stormcat production. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the hosts, our guests, and the dog, and do not necessarily reflect the views of any of our platforms, our advertisers, or any other dog.
As you listen today, please remember, we are so much more than a podcast. All of our stories we discuss are linked in our show notes on counterculturewise.com. Visit there for commentary, guest photos and links, animations, and fun merchandise.
If you have a story idea or would like to be a guest on our show, contact us via our website. You can also follow us on Twitter, Gab, Instagram, Facebook, and all over social media, where we'll post memes, cat pics, and commentary that gets us booted off on a regular basis.
If you're listening live, be sure to join our chat on Spreaker. If you're listening dead, please stop voting Democrat, but enjoy the show anyway. And with the mows of the Mackie Mow, who is now ensconced in his tuffet here in Counterculture Wise Studios, we begin another not-so-live broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we have internet. We have kick-ass internet. We have low-latency internet. Thank you, Elon Musk. Not a sponsor, but we take you in a heartbeat.
We'd have you as a guest even quicker.
Oh. Yeah. Dude, you want to be a guest?
We do a 3-hour interview. I wouldn't care.
Seriously.
I just pour cups of coffee down my mouth and it'd be all over.
Yeah, we would do that in a heartbeat. Thing is, Starlink does kick ever-living ethereal butt. We are loving this. Trust me, after all the nonsense we've been through with all the other possibilities. But that wasn't enough to save our live podcast. And not because of anything that we did wrong or not because of anything he did wrong, but because of something that Spreaker decided without telling any of its content creators. They decided that they are no longer going to allow live broadcasts, but they didn't bother to tell anybody that they were going to do that. So this week, yes, you get another canned...
The rug was pulled out from under us.
Yeah, you get another canned pre-recorded broadcast because who knew? But this girl, I'm techie, baby girl. I'm techie. This is happening. I'm going to
call him
learn...
baby girl?
Me. I'm calling myself baby girl.
Oh, okay.
I am going to learn how to live stream on multiple platforms because I'm telling you, if Dilbert can do it, I can do it. And so next week is going to be a big, big week. Next week, we are going to be, at the very least, on YouTube and our Locals platform. So please follow us on Locals, which is, of course, owned by Rumble, or vice versa. I forget which is which. But we're going to try to get on Twitter. We'll see. I'm not sure how that works yet. I'm going to spend the entire week working on that. So if you're following us live...
First of all, we're sorry that it's taken this long.
We're geezers. I mean, face it. Jim's pushing 60 really, really hard. And I'm...
Really? The very nerve of you.
And I'm just on the other side of it. And, old dog, new tricks, blah, blah, blah. I am willing to learn, and I am doing this.
Even I'm learning it this time.
So we are literally, I've been making him watch the videos with me. So we have downloaded in some incredible software, OBS. We're learning how to use it, and we are going to be live streaming on every platform that will have us.
We're going to be live as heck, baby.
We're going to be so live, they're going to hate our guts next week. But this week, you're stuck with us.
And who are you?
Well, I am the Melanie Hope, as Jim calls me,
Yay.
and my handsome guest, no, he's not a guest, hi. Our sweet little doggy child who just dropped a ball at my feet and is not going to get me to throw it for her because she just came in from outside. Yes, I am your hostess with the mostest, Ms. Melanie Hope, and here with me is my very best friend, my husband, my co-host, and my sweet babu.
Oh, warms my heart to hear that.
So if you hear a lot of going,
yeah, which we shouldn't be hearing because we're professional operation.
Yes, we are professionals here at Counterculture Wise Studios. We have 2 bassinets with each cat in them, and then of course the dog who's going doing 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 with her tennis ball. We're gonna undoing doing the dog. Oh, she'll just be at the door being sad that there's no doing doing. Now she's outside not doing doinging.
Exactly.
She's gonna cry.
She's outside
she's gonna
not
whine.
doing. She's gonna
scratch.
She's
at
gonna
the
go
door.
over to the fireplace and conk out. Just.
Oh, no.
For crying
Look,
out
you
loud.
offended the Fritz.
Good thing we're pre-recording
now
this so we can edit all this bullshit out.
I'm not editing any of this
Sorry,
out.
no, but this bull crap out then.
Yeah,
if you're not
Pastor Monis there. Okay, so poor little Fritzy cat is like, what? You doing my doggy? How dare you? All right, so now the gray kitty and the black doggy are outside. All of the
noisemakers and troublemakers are gone other than me.
All of the desaturated bleh. That would have been so funny if I could have said it. All of the desaturated pets are outside, but the orange one is still with us.
So what was my name?
Okay, Mr. James Monet!
Thank you. I was just, because I had a dad joke, and I just was,
and
can
what
we
was
stop
that?
rambling about dogs and cats and garbage
No,
and let's
that's
get
not
to the
going to
joke?
happen. What's the dad joke?
How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
8.
No. 10 tickles.
Kill me. Just kill me. All right. Well, you didn't close the door very well, so here comes...
No, I certainly didn't.
Yes.
So here comes the clunk.
Here
Let's just
comes-
roll with it because I don't want...
Here comes Miss Sadie
It's a
girl.
late night.
She has a toy.
As we record
that is
this,
a
it's
microphone.
past my bedtime.
7 a.m. is past your bedtime.
There's that.
After you wake up.
Yeah.
She has a doggy toy that is a microphone because she got a free one from BarkBox, which I cannot say enough nice things about them. Not a sponsor, but we take them in a heartbeat. That was a microphone, and she killed the microphone. I mean, she squeaked it and chewed it and loved it and fetched it and did all the things that doggies do, to the point where, I mean, it's still
in workable condition.
One piece.
Yeah.
But it doesn't squeak or do any of the things. But Jim being the actor, yes, I'm talking to both of you. The dog's looking at me right now.
Yes, you're also an actor, dog.
Over actor that they are. Their favorite game that they play together is Toss the Mic.
Well, actually, that's the worst possible name for it. We call it Drop the Mic.
Oh, Drop the Mic.
Pass the Mic, like the Beastie Boys, Pass the Mic.
Oh. Yeah, it's more like Drop the Mic. Okay, so get the dog to drop the mic and Jim will, okay.
Yeah.
But the poor microphone that's barely holding on. So we ordered a new one. And it's pink and silver. Mm-hmm. And Dolly Parton.
This was actually Dolly Parton's brand of dog toys called Doggy Parton. And
this is what she just brought me. And this was happening at the dog park, too. There was a guy out there with a ball tosser. He would toss the ball. She would fetch the ball and then bring it to me.
Right. She don't give a hill of beans about me, really.
She's your
okay.
dog.
Well, it doesn't matter. You say she's my dog. I say she's my dog. She says she's your dog. That's just how it is.
But she's your dog. I mean,
it doesn't matter if she's my dog.
You paid $106, well,
103.
It's been a lot more since then. But yeah, she's your dog, but for some reason, yeah.
Yeah, she's your dog,
Anyways,
Charlie Brown. Anyhow.
She just brought me the mic.
Now, apparently the proceeds from these go to charity because Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
She's like the sweetest woman on the face of the earth. Wouldn't you love to meet her one day?
I adore her.
Yeah.
I do. I really, really do.
What I really dig about her is she got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She said, "But I'm not I'm not a rock artist." I said, "Yes, you are." She said, "Okay, well, I'm going to do a rock album." So she did "Let It Be" with Ringo and Paul. She did a whole album of rock covers, and I've only heard one of them, so that's something I need to remedy.
She is
Plus,
so much
Jolene
more,
and I Will Always Love
Yeah.
You. And
Jolene. Yeah, she is so much more talented than people give her credit for.
oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't think people realize she
Oh, Here You
writes her
Come
own
Again
songs.
was my first real introduction to her.
Yeah?
That was a great song. That's when I knew it was Dolly Parton. I mean, I heard Jolene when I was like 5 years old, but...
Don't take my man just because you can. With your crimson hair, because that's
Blah,
what
blah,
us gingers
blah, blah,
do.
blah, and the blah, blah, blah. Please don't take her stupid wench, Eileen.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna
Jolene,
beat your ass, Jolene. She definitely wrote a different song than I did, but I mean, a lot of people don't know. She is the one who wrote that Whitney Houston powerhouse song.
Mm-hmm.
Whitney took it to a new level. I'm not going to take that away from her.
And Dolly loved it.
And she did. And that's the great thing about Dolly is when somebody takes one of her songs to the next level, she's not all butthurt about it. She's like, wow, good job. Let's do this.
She was also a co-star with Burt Reynolds in the first show I did at the Auburn Dinner Theater.
Yep.
She
Well, that's where that song
The Best Little Whorehouse in
debuted.
Texas.
Yeah.
Actually, no, she had recorded the song before, but
Oh, really?
that was added on to the movie. It was not in the original
I did not know
play.
that. I did not know that.
No, it's just like with Grease, that song that you did so wonderfully on.
But now there's nowhere to hide.
We've told it to you before. You know, if you
When
want to hear it again,
sweat
please contact us
out of my
at
head.
on our.
Hopelessly devoted.
So what are we going to do with the company that pulled the rug out from under us at the last possible minute?
Well, we are going to continue to post there out of spite, but we're not going to pay them a dime.
I'm good with that.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Speaking of good with that, let's rhyme with Viasat and talk about how we no
calling her
longer
out.
have.
Calling them out. No, Viasat was. Let me put it this way: we live in the sticks, so
VFE.
way
down nowhere in
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
So we've regaled you with this story
Yes,
before,
yes.
okay? But Viasat, it wasn't so much the fact that I could walk to India and hand them the message and the speed that it would take for my voice
The Pony
to hit their
Express
ears.
had lower latency than Viasat. That's all I'm saying.
And so now
And they're awful, and none of them are
But
on this
that's-
continent, and they want to charge you for 24 months of service that they do not
what
provide.
I was going to say was a kind of
over here,
condensed
I'm
version of that. No, it's fine.
No, way over here.
Hey, we've both been sipping
You know what's
on
funny? You're
what?
the one who's talking on the condenser mic. And you're always trying to get the condensed version of stuff.
That's so, as you like to
one
say,
bottle in, ladies and gentlemen.
as my beloved bride likes to say, this is so meta.
I do.
Anyway,
That's because I'm young and hip with the
but we
kids
finally
yo-yo.
we hooked up the Starlink once again. Thanks to Elon Musk and his engineers and marketing team.
Holy crap.
It is so much faster. It's you wouldn't know the difference between this and DSL or fiber optic.
No.
It is that quick. And it was an easy install. There was a little bit of a glitch before things kicked in.
But that was kind of an us thing.
But
not
that
a
was
him
an us thing, not a them thing, right?
Okay, but here's the thing. There is a huge upfront cost.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. And after everything we've been through, and a lot of you know the story with, Flushing
And the
Toilet
ones of you who
Comedians.
don't, we're not telling because
We're not telling the
old
whole
story.
thing, but long story short, Astar's slumlord for a flushing toilet got kicked out in the middle of the month, had nowhere to go, lived in a Motel 6 for a couple of weeks. Did our best to find a place. Our internet provider told us they serviced it. They lied. Couldn't get internet. Everything's a big fat mess. And, since then it's been like, we have maxed out all of our credit cards.
You don't need to tell them about the
No,
economic
I'm telling
part
them.
of it.
We have maxed out all of our credit cards. We have no savings, and we literally, and I am not joking, and I am not being hyperbolic, we literally have 4 cents in our checking account. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time that you drop everything
Bang.
and head on over to counterculturewise.com where we have books, we have merch, we have all kinds of fun things that you can help support us with. You can
or
even
just send us a check for
just
$500.
give us money for frickin'
Just mail us a check for $500 on a good account, people.
Yeah,
don't
please.
do that to
no,
us, okay?
Not
Don't
checks.
do the other
We don't
thing
take
to us.
checks. No,
We'll take them. I'll take them.
No, you.
I will
take 'em.
personally take them.
You take them from those princes in Ethiopia, but
I've already tried that. The little bums. I mean, honestly, why did they lie? They didn't have to lie like that.
Right, I know.
I really thought
when they write checks on banana peels,
you know,
it's not like,
they would at least send me a crown of banana peels or something.
No,
but no,
no, they write the checks on them. That's how it's done.
No.
Anyways, not. By the way, I do have friends who are literally from Ethiopia, so I am.
We're
please
joking.
Understand
We're
just
joking.
Anyways, isn't the prince from? It's not Ethiopia. It's.
I don't care if it's from Cameroon.
Yeah,
or,
I forget. Anyway, it doesn't matter, folks. We are going to be taking this up a notch in the next week.
Big time.
We are learning new software. We are making videos. You are not even going to recognize
this is going to be an
next
all-new
week.
show for all
But you're
intents and
going to have
purposes.
to follow us where we are. So our goals are to be posting the first half of our podcast on YouTube. We are going to be on Locals where you'll get the full podcast, and hopefully on the Twitter/X platform as well. So pay attention to where we are going to be. We will still use the free version of our current podcasting
provider, if you
want to call them that, who took our money and did not provide the services. So we'll still be uploading there after we cancel. Yeah.
Who cares?
Just so that we can get on all the other platforms. But what is going to be happening here soon is, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to get Counterculture-wise with video.
Yes.
You're not going to get our ugly ass faces because who wants that? But
I want my face there.
All right, Jim's face will be on every video.
Okay, I don't want to be. Okay, we've already had the discussion. We're not going to have our ugly faces on the video.
No, you can have your ugly face on the
No,
video.
I'm going to have my ugly
People
face
wanna
on
see
my
your ugly
other
face,
on my
you wanna
other
see
programs later.
Yeah,
but that's
okay. And that being said, there are other podcasts that are going to be coming up. So, if you're new here, we have the holy crap, this is actually happening YouTube page,
which is our most popular
is our most popular by far, and YouTube hates our guts. And I mean, they have shadow banned us to the point where when we uploaded one of our first videos, we got over 600 subscribers that day, like within an hour. And then they went... And we have literally, and I'm not making this up, I'm not being hyperbolic.
She's not hyperbolic for a change.
We
Seriously.
have not gotten a single subscriber since. Not one. Okay?
And every week we get, why don't you have more subscribers?
Why don't you have more
This is
subscribers?
brilliant
This is
stuff.
Why aren't you doing this?
And I'm not saying the brilliant stuff
Okay.
to toot my horn. This is literally what people are saying.
And you can go there. And of those 600 and almost 60 subscribers that we got in that one day, and have not yet gotten another one since, we're lucky if we get views in the double digits at all, ever. So this isn't a conspiracy theory. This is real. You can go on any other platform and you can see the exact opposite happening. So we are publishing to YouTube, both on our main channel, which we pretty much tanked because we were getting so many strikes that they were going to pull our channel altogether over things that were 3 and 4 and 5 years old, like us quoting from the CDC website.
Yeah.
So we literally yanked all of our videos.
I despise even talking about the Ooga Booga Bug anymore.
No, and it's not happening. But we post on YouTube out of spite.
Spite, I tell you.
And at some point,
which
they will
is kind of
completely...
odd because that's our main thing starting next week. But
Yeah.
we're not dumb, okay? We know they're evil, but we also know that is the one platform that, I would say 80% of the people around the world use.
But there's nobody on Locals, nobody on Rumble, nobody on any of the alternative sites that know I'm sorry, that don't know that you got to get them to move. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to us on YouTube right now, follow us on Locals. You'll get more, I promise.
And
we are taking this up a notch. Our hand has been forced.
Absolutely.
And, here we are, these old geezers, that barely get around.
Why does she keep calling me an old geezer?
Because you're an old geezer.
Oh.
You're the same age as my dad.
Oh, come on. Not that again.
But we're learning this technology.
Does that make you young enough to be my daughter?
Yes.
Far the hell out.
Yeah,
I never thought of that before.
Yeah. Really?
I've already cussed twice on this show. I'm a pastor. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, Reverend Monis, if you
I'm
could control
begging you
your
to
tongue.
edit this out when we're done. Okay.
No. If you could control your tongue, that'd be swell. Okay. He's trying to yank it out. Yeah, it's been a long week. It's been an incredibly long day.
You have no idea.
And I won't even pretend that we have not imbibed an entire bottle
This
of
was
wine.
in order to actually do this show, to be honest. Because I frankly, I got to admit, I wasn't really going to do it. It was like, hey, we'll do it tomorrow. But it's like, we have people who have been faithful to us for 7-8 years now.
And we love you. And we want to be the best we can be.
Do the best we can do.
This is my promise to you as an American, God bless America, and a Texan, God bless Texas.
We'll be talking about that in a few moments.
Oh, yeah. This is the last audio only that we'll be doing. Now, you may not get my ugly ass face on camera, but you are going to get a whole bunch of other things on camera. So this will be a lot more dynamic, a lot more fun. But trust me, since we've been doing this for 7 years now as audio only, it'll still be worth listening to as you drive down the road or do whatever you do. Right. I listen to podcasts while I'm doing dishes and baking and all the things that little Miss Trad wife here has been trying to do for my sweet hubby, trying not to kill him and whatnot. So, I'm making whole wheat flour pretzels and, non-gluten.
She's trying not to kill me by feeding me pretzels. Let that sink in.
Whole wheat! Come on. and I made my own cheese sauce that had literally 3 ingredients.
Was bomb.
Literally, okay. The third ingredient was my salsa, which has like 5 ingredients, but all of those ingredients you can pronounce. We're out in the backyard. Oh, by the way, do check out, it's coming soon, probably tomorrow, our video of the walk in our backyard. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we live in the most glorious, amazing, beautiful place. I can't even describe it. You have to see it for yourselves. We have a river running through our yard. And yeah, the whole front is muddy. And yeah, we had to get a tow truck to get us out of our own driveway. But the backyard, we didn't even know was there because it's been raining so hard for so long. We haven't even checked it out.
But the rain brought out the green. Oh my God, did it bring out the green.
It is so beautiful back there. So we took our dog and our cat and we took a nice walk in our back 40.
I'm at the point where I think I just want to place a couple of chairs back there and have our daily Bible reading out there.
I'm down with that.
Or I'm planning to go out there and just sit down and meditate for
So we don't own the joint yet.
We're hoping to.
But with your help, we can continue to live here. Now, we gave up everything we had.
She's not lying.
No,
anybody who's listened to our show knows she's prone to hyperbole. I'm going to vouch for her now. This is not hyperbole. We spent every last dime to get to this place.
We have 4. That it would be a last dime because we only have 4 cents. That's not a dime. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to talk about where we are now, but it's like,
to get here. And ladies and gentlemen, I love it here. I love it here so much. So please, please, please support the show. I promise.
Buy a T-shirt.
Do the thing. We got $12 whole in royalties last month, which is a big deal.
I'm happy.
Big deal for us. We're not begging. I'm not begging.
No.
You know what? Because
God is good.
God is good, and God
we'll get there.
will provide. And I believe that with all my heart, and I have to. You know why? Because I basically had an exorcism at church today. And folks,
she needed it.
I did.
Man, did she
I've
need
been
it.
in
I'm
a
not going to
very-
go into details, but
I've been in a very, very
she's
dark
been in a
place
bad
lately.
place.
It's been hard because, when you get into a place in your life, and I've been through a lot, and I don't want to tell my whole story, but
no, it's
death
nobody's
and
business,
dismemberment
really.
and, child...
Barely my
yeah.
business, and I'm married to the woman.
Yeah. You get to the point where they say, "Oh, God won't give you more than you can handle." Oh, no. He did that when I was 7.
He tossed us a bunch,
Oh, yeah.
especially her.
And I got to the point where I was like, God's got his finger on the smite button. He ain't letting it up. He's just letting it ride. He hates my ever-loving guts.
It's not Jesus. It's not God.
It's not
the other
Jesus.
dude.
It's not God. It's not of God. And you know what? In
It's
the
the
name
other
of
dude.
Jesus, I cast out the one who's doing this to us. And you know what? If you're not religious and you're listening to us, that's okay. I love you too. You are precious. You are
However,
precious. And I will not judge you because that is not my place. If you are not religious and you're listening to us and you think God doesn't exist and all that, me too. I'm with you. I am. Have been for a long time now. But I know better, and I'm better than that. And oh God, that sounded really judgmental.
that's okay. That's why we're recording
that
it.
sounded super judgmental. No. I'm not going to cut that out because here's the thing. I literally had to have this beat into me. And, I had to be surrounded by people who are so beautiful and so kind and so just faithful that they were willing to stop everything, drop everything, literally.
Yeah,
they had
were all
better
on our
places
way
to
out
be.
the door.
They had better places to be. This was half an hour after the whole church and blah blah blah. They didn't have to pay attention to my stupid, sorry, crying pain in the butt. Who gives a crap about me? But no, they dropped everything and they talked to me and they hugged me and they prayed over me. And you know what? I felt God for the first time in, I can't even tell you how long. I mean, I must have been 12 or 13 the last time I actually felt God in my soul. And I felt him today. And I'm not even going to apologize for that. I felt him
There's
today.
No need to.
And it was through these sweet, beautiful, flawed, messed up people. We are not talking about people who have walked their lives sinless.
No.
He smelled of cigarettes. He's cheated on his wife. He's given us stories of things that I'm like, holy crap. He's been a drug addict. He's been through the crap and he came out the other side a believer. And you know what? That's amazing. He saved people because of that. He told a story today that sounded goofy because it was so simple. And the story he told was so believable and yet so goofy that it made me not just cry, not just like feel it,
she
but
was
literally
sobbing.
Weep. I wept.
She was weeping.
Because he was trying, he had a sermon prepared. He was going to read a certain part of scripture and he was taking us through it one piece at a time. You know how they do. And he even had the slides and everything up on the screen. He locked eyes with me and God spoke to him and he changed his sermon. And I am not lying. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I don't care if you're a believer or not. I love you. He changed his sermon. That's not hard to do. That's not easy to do. Okay, now I'm not even talking right. Somebody who, I teach, I speak, I've traveled the world giving, I wouldn't say sermons, but, talks that you prepare.
She's been doing God's work.
You do the bullet points
Yeah.
and you don't stray from that so that you know where you are. Now, you don't necessarily have to write it down word for word. But
and this guy, I love him dearly already, but he's not. He's no Billy Graham.
No,
I mean, he's not gonna. He's not gonna knock you on your butt with his testimony.
But he's honest. But he's so
real.
honest, and he's real, and he is.
By the way, whenever he says, any mention of the phrase dropping the F-bomb, he looks at me.
Well, because he knows you're a Marine.
Because he knows I'm a jarhead. So. Folks, if you are praying people, and this is just a side thing, and let Melanie get back to her testimony, her story, because this is really powerful to me as well as to her. Please pray for me because I'm launching a ministry and I don't want to be that effing guy. You know what I mean?
I think you should call it the effing ministry.
No, I think you should not.
You should be called Brother F-Bomb.
No, I'm not Brother F-Bomb.
We are still trying to find a name for her because we've been mourning Wood Estates for so long. Here we are on Benevolence Way, and we need to find a name for our ministry, and we've come up with some ideas, but.
and this ministry, just on another side note, and I'm going to let Melanie get back to the thing. I've already opened an account with a company called Podcastle, and this is going to be much more lo-fi and low-tech than our thing because I want to be able to broadcast on my laptop from, say, the backyard, back 40 over there, or a coffee shop, or whatever, just whenever the mood strikes me.
The spirit.
The spirit strikes me. Then I want to be able to share the word with you. And it's much more, the software is much more simplistic than what we use for counterculture-wise. It doesn't really match up, so it's not going to be as, but once it is up and running, I will let you all know. So that having been said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take the story away from you.
No,
Melanie.
No, you didn't. No, that actually kind of folds into it. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to us for the last couple of months, and if you have, or even if you haven't, we've gone through a lot. That was not of our doing, and we're still trying to find a lawyer to take our case, but. He's pretty powerful.
But however, she did mention somebody.
Yeah,
I won't mention the lawyer's name, but he has billboards all over our area. Yeah. So I know his name, and if
we'll try that. We'll try I have to get all my ducks in a row and all the photos and everything that happened. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Here is where we are now. We are in a place that we love, and it feeds our soul. We are surrounded by nature. I mean, I can't even describe how beautiful it is out here. At any given moment when the guinea hens aren't doing their thing, because they're really loud and annoying, you can go outside and it's so blissfully quiet and lovely. The sky is dark, and it's just something you can't get anywhere else.
Right. And we have had the following creatures go through our area: road runners, deer, guinea hens,
multiple cats,
and
they all look well fed,
including I think a couple of bobcats.
Oh yeah,
right?
there's bobcats.
Yeah, bobcats out here. Mostly deer. I mean, we see
mostly deer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like huge herds of deer.
Yeah.
Dozens of deer
wander around, and
20 point bucks. I mean, these things are huge.
Yeah.
Rabbits.
The wonders of rabbits. Probably, I'm imagining snakes and other.
Yeah,
other
we've seen armadillos on the street.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen a raccoon or a
this
squirrel yet, but I know they're out here. And cardinals.
Cardinals.
She
put up some bird feeders
right outside my window.
All day long.
The most gorgeous,
beautiful birds you've ever seen. Finches, a lot of finches coming up and eating.
Little white
I see
faces,
them almost any time I'm sitting in her chair to record something or whatever. I'm looking out there and there's finches. So
and there were hummingbird feeders out here, so I'll be setting out hummingbird feeders and see what happens in the summer.
But this is just where I know that first of all, Melanie and I can get in touch with God, stay in touch with God. I envision this place as a retreat of sorts for my Christian friends, and even non-believers can come over here and just meditate and sit and revel in the quiet and maybe touch God in that way.
We are renters right now, and there are some issues with the property, and rusted out water heater and blah blah blah. We had to get a tow truck to get us out of our own driveway.
That was my fault. I'm not going to go into that right now.
But if it were to come to a point where we were able to try to purchase this property,
I think we would purchase it in
Heartbeat.
a heartbeat.
I wouldn't even
We would
hesitate.
make changes to this
Oh, yeah.
house, or possibly even build something new on the property. But
Yeah.
that we're looking at that long term. Short term,
We just need to get through February
if
and
we
keep
get
the
through
lights
February,
on.
we'll be fine.
Yeah.
We get through February, we're going to be just fine.
So we put everything on the line for this, ladies and gentlemen. We put everything on the line.
And
for this.
we're not e-beggars, okay?
No.
But if there is anything that you can do, even as simple as
Prayer.
buying a piece of our merchandise, or
Prayer.
going or praying, whatever you can do. If you can't send money or purchase something, at least pray for us, because I know God wouldn't lead us to this amazing place out in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know if I've told this story I've told this story to other people, but I don't know if I've told this on our podcast. Right. Something that we always do when one or both of us are looking for jobs.
This may wind up doxing us, but she's got to tell you.
It's okay. Good luck, because you'd have to come out here and everybody here is toting.
And you'd sink in the mud bog. So there.
Yeah. Something we've always done. And remember, Jim was not a believer when we first met. When we are facing just ridiculous odds and we don't know what's going to happen, we know that there's other people who need help as much as we do. And we don't feel any animosity toward them or anything. So even while we were looking for a home in this market, which is ridiculous, don't even get me started, we always prayed for the most benevolent outcome. So when Jim would go in for a job, or I would, be trying to set up something with my kids or whatever, it's like we want everybody to get the most benevolent outcome. Whatever happens, we may not be in the best place, but if it is like everybody is getting the best that they can in the situation, then that's actually amazing. So we would always, always, always pray for the most benevolent outcome. If I don't get the job, well, somebody who needed it more than I did got it. If excuse me, if we don't get the home, somebody who needed it more than we did got it. If we don't get the thing that we're asking for that we think we need so bad, but somebody else does, I don't resent them. I believe that God is providing the most benevolent outcome. So that is the prayer that we have been praying, for
at least 5 years.
At least 5 years.
Yeah.
The most benevolent outcome. That's what got us into our home in Las Vegas that we love so much, with the pool and everything. And that's what got us here. And I had looked with this company that rents these homes, and we have been, if you don't know the story, I'm not going to go into full detail, but let's just say we ended up unexpectedly in a Motel 6 for several weeks because we literally had nowhere else to go, through no fault of our own, because our slumlords just decided, hey, you want a flushing toilet? Sucks to be you. Let's
just refer them to our earlier sketches, Slumlord University. Yeah. It's all based on true stories.
And Johnson Roofing, Robinson, Texas. I have no issues saying the name because that's who they are and that's what they are. They put up a whole bunch of signs. They're a bunch
of Johnsons. Yeah,
they put up a whole bunch of signs saying they're Christians, and the Bible says that they will profess, but they will be the opposite.
And God will say it, and Jesus will say, I did not know you.
I did not know you. And I have no problems with that. If they want to take me to court, knock yourself out, Bubby. You broke my spine.
And you kind of broke our souls, too, for a moment there.
But you literally broke my spine and kicked me out of my home for it. Anyway,
we are veering right inside.
Really off. Okay, but we needed some time to fill. So when I was searching and Jim was God bless him, doing his best to hold his job, which requires high-speed internet, and we're on Motel 6 Wi-Fi. And he was doing okay. He was doing the best he could. I'm out there between my students and all the other things I'm trying to do, trying to find a place for us to live, and the market is insane. And I'm not going to go into detail, but let's say it takes you thousands of dollars in fees and fines and applications just to get just to try to get into places that they deny you later and say, oh, somebody else got it. Okay, but you charged us $75 each, and we're married.
Like she said, she won't get into detail.
In application fees, and then turn around and say somebody else got the property. I mean, that is $150 that we're just out. Okay.
And that could be used for stupid stuff like groceries,
or paying for the Motel 6 or whatever.
Right,
times that by 5, 6, 7 times,
which is about how many we tried before we got this place.
So when I found a home that, I mean, we had our dog and our cats, and technically the dog is a registered service dog, and one of the places was denied from us because they really did not like the idea that they couldn't get their $800 deposit and their $50 pet rent because she's a registered service dog. Ooh, they really did not like that, so they found all kinds of excuses.
Me, mother.
Well, okay, Max actually, because of that, became a registered service pet, which he wasn't before. But when they forced us to get a particular type, I mean, keep in mind, she was already registered, already had her paperwork. But when they said, oh, we don't accept that particular service, you have to go through this service, they registered Max as well. So Max is a registered service animal. Thank you very much.
To be specific, an emotional support kitty.
Well, he's always been an emotional support kitty, but now he's official.
Now it's
he has paperwork.
Official.
He has a tag. And, it's like, yeah, you shot yourself in the foot because before you were going to get $50 a month for him, and now you can't. Ha ha. So they found something else to, we don't like this thing that we found on your credit report, so we need it was a $5,000 deposit. So we literally lost the house that we were supposed to be moving into over Thanksgiving and had nowhere to go. So we ended up in a Motel 6, long story short, found this place. And like I said, the whole time we were praying for the most benevolent outcome. So I found a place with this rental company and I really liked it. And it had a backyard and they didn't care too much about the pets. And it had a fenced in yard and it even had a doggy door and everything. I went and looked at it. It was nice. It was kind of close to the freeway, but I could deal with that. And I went in and said, yeah, we want this place. And she goes, okay, that's great. Have you checked out this other house? Because it's another one of ours that people really like. I'm like, well, I mean, I guess I could look at it. And she goes, yeah, it's on Benevolence Way. Yeah. So even if you're not a believer, you can kind of understand where my mind was at that point. So I came out and I looked at this place. It's on 5 acres. We're out in the middle of no damn where, and I mean no damn where. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's beautiful. We're surrounded by forest. I saw deer on the way in. Yeah, I fell in love with this place. But I can tell you, the first thing I did was call our internet provider and ask them if they provide internet out here.
It rhymes with plectrum.
To which they said, why, yes, of course we do. No problem. We'll set up an appointment. Okay. I pulled over to the side of the freeway. Before I went back to the office, I did not sign any paperwork. I didn't make any agreements or anything until I called my stepdad and my husband, and we prayed. And we prayed as to whether this was the right decision. Because there were, a lot to consider. We were pretty far removed from civilized.
Right. It is about a 30-minute drive into the next town, into the next major town.
And we're talking like, no. You can't even get to a Dollar General
It's a 10,
without a 30-minute drive.
Well, it's a 10-minute drive to the closest store, which
15
happens to
maybe.
be it happens to be a Dollar General store. So for the basic stuff, we're covered, but we want to go to a real grocery store or
a gas station,
go to a Walmart or Target or whatever. It's a good 30 minutes.
Or a pet.
Yeah, any major
PetSmart. Yeah.
I mean, those of you who've listened to us for a while know what major Texas city we live near. But I'm not going to give any more details because there are people, believe it or not, who disagree with our politics and want us removed. I know.
So benign, yeah.
I know. We're harmless.
Totally.
We're like the late great Rush Limbaugh. We're just harmless little fuzzballs, and it's like
Ouch.
It's
really
like,
no. I wouldn't put myself in that league.
Well,
but I mean, your microphone's orange, not gold. But hey.
Well, there it is. Blank.
All I'm saying is when I heard the name of this street, I thought it was a gift from God. And boy, I took a chance. And boy, I failed this family. And I take that. That's 100% on
it
me.
isn't a failure yet.
We'll see.
We'll see. We're in a situation now, as long as we make it through the month of February, and I'd say partially through the month of March, we're going to be golden, and this place is going to thrive. We're going to live here for years. If we are able to pay
rent and don't lose our car and don't lose our insurance and keep the lights on, none of which I have any idea how we're going to do, we're going to be fine.
Yeah. I think we will be. I
really, really dug a hole for this.
But anyway,
it's on me.
I don't want to dwell on the negative. Just
that's the thing is, it's like when we took our walk yesterday, because it's been absolutely just pissing rain the entire time we've lived here, and like pure mud and nastiness, and like we had to, like I said, get a tow truck to get us out of our own driveway. It has been awful. I mean, the whole move experience. I mean, I could write speeches on that. And yesterday, the clouds parted and the sun came out and it was beautiful, and we were playing fetch with the dog, and I said, hey, we've never really gone in the backyard.
I did shoot a brief video in the front yard, but we hadn't really explored the back, and I didn't realize how much back there was.
Well, yeah, we have 5 acres.
And it's like, okay, mentally you think, okay, 5 acres, that's pretty big, but it's no big deal. But it's like, yeah, this is nice.
No, we took a good 20-minute walk into our own backyard. There's a river that runs through our property. Now, I thought that all of that mud and whatnot was just because of the rain, but no, there's an actual little river. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Our dog was just having the blast, and we walked.
Even Max
all the way.
came and joined us.
Yeah, Max walked with us too because he always used to, and we went back there, and there's juniper berries and rabbit trails and clearings, and it is. Ladies and gentlemen, please. I don't want to leave here. I love it here. It is so beautiful. My soul is fed by our backyard. Isn't that silly? It is so beautiful here. And I was just thinking, I mean, I know we're just renters right now, and there's a lot of things. Our water heater's rusted out, and they need to replace it. And obviously, we need our driveway
supposedly
repaired,
working on it. I'm going to take them at their word.
And a lot of things need to be fixed. But if there were any chance at all that we could buy this place, I would build cabins, 1 or 2. And people could come out here and just disconnect and enjoy nature and see deer and rabbits and cardinals, these gorgeous bright red cardinals, and just enjoy what God provides. And I cannot let go of that because I have been in such a dark place. I honestly was cursing God. I'm not
literally on Facebook.
I deleted that post. But
yeah, thank you. For
I
that.
literally called God a dick, and that's where I was, and I still struggle with that, and I'm weak, and I'm willing to admit that, and yet at the same time, when I go out in our backyard, and I see the pawpaws, and I see the hawthorns, and I see the the evergreens and the little river and the snails, the crazy little snails we have out there, and all the birds and rabbits and deer. It's like, how can you not believe that this isn't the most benevolent place you could be?
This is literally the way of benevolence. I love this place. And I'm going to confess something. Melanie knows this, but nobody else did. I have been chomping at the bit. I have been like praying, screaming, crying to go back to Las Vegas. If we get to stay here, that's done. Because
I love Las Vegas too, don't get me wrong.
And this is my peaceful place. This is my love place. This is my literal happy place. And I don't want... as if we can keep this place, then I'm not going to even worry about going back to Vegas, except on vacation to visit my friends once in a while. We're planning to go in April for some friend's wedding. But beyond that, I would set all those thoughts and feelings aside.
I would love for this place to become a safe haven for those who just need to get away for a while.
Absolutely.
And I would love to open it up to that. And that's my ultimate goal. I enjoy when I am with my students and we're doing like a hard math problem, or they're complaining about their teacher, or, just normal teenager stuff typically. And I look out the window and I see a scarlet bird just hopping around on a tree, and I'm like, ooh, let me turn my camera on that. And they're like, oh my gosh, oh, look at that bird, it's so pretty. And their mind is completely taken off of their life and everything that they're dealing with at that moment, because they can see that. Or when Max joins us and I'm like, oh, look at what Max is doing. He's like laying in his little hammock with his thumbs up, and they're like, oh, I love your orange kitty. I have one student who calls him a cheese cat, and because
that's our nickname for him too now.
Cheese cat. Yeah.
Cheese cat.
And those moments where most of my there's only a few exceptions. Most of my children are brilliant and amazing. Their parents are involved. They're smart. My goal is to tutor myself out of a position, and yet so many of my students are like, no, I still want to keep her. When I have those moments where my kids are joyful and yet still learning. I mean, we're doing algebra and looking at cardinals. We're learning what a gerund is and looking at an orange cat. And they're still having fun and they're engaged. And when they come back and they're like, okay, well, I took that test. I'm like, oh, how'd you do? I'm like, well, out of 46 points, I didn't get a 46. I'm like, well, what'd you get? Like a 47? Did you get extra credit? Because you know me. And I'm like, I got a 45. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so proud of them. It's like they're my own kid. That is the most benevolent outcome. That is the most benevolent outcome. And I know, like I said, both of us have been drinking. This is where we are right now, folks. Next week is going to be really, really different, because we are going to be on different platforms using a different way of getting to you. We're going to be practicing this, and we are going to be doing something totally different. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a really, really long intro, but believe it or not, we have some fun things to share with you. So, do you want to talk about the TDSer of the week? We still don't have a sounder for this. We need to work on this.
TDSer of the week! Yeah! I'm sorry. Yeah. TDSer of the week! All right. Well, let me bring up the stuff. It is the...
this is a total dog leg. But this is fun.
This is kind of crazy, but apparently a court has has said that Donald John Trump needs to pay this Carol lady
Eugene Carroll.
millions of dollars
For being a nut job.
for being a nut job.
Okay, so let's put this in
For
perspective.
her being a nut job, not him.
Let's put this in perspective because you're not going to hear this on real media. He was not convicted of the R word. She had zero proof. She didn't have a date. She didn't even have a year that this happened. There were no witnesses, no corroboration. Nobody agreed with her. This did not happen. He did not know her. He did not meet her there. He wasn't even in the state at the time.
So he didn't go to Macy's or
No.
Robinson's or whatever store this was in Bangor?
No, this
okay.
didn't happen.
How about that?
And,
what a surprise.
and a court and he was found innocent, basically. They could not, she did not have enough so basically, no, he was not convicted of this at all. But what she did later is say, oh, well, he called me a liar and said mean things about me. So now he should pay me money for saying all those mean things about me because I'm a liar and I'm psychotic and I accused him of all these things that literally
she came on
did not happen and was found in a court of law by a jury of my peers did not happen. I have no evidence. It never happened. And so I think that he should have to pay me for that.
She's so mentally balanced that she came on to Anderson Cooper, who couldn't have cared less.
No, and not came on like onto a show, but like came on like flirted with him. The gay dude who couldn't give a living crying crap about her.
And he was visibly uncomfortable.
She thinks
he was visibly uncomfortable.
I'm going to say the word, and I know this will get us booted from YouTube. I don't care. She thinks that rape is sexy. She says it. She thinks it's sexy. She is a nut job. She paints trees.
She paints trees?
She named her cat Vagina. Okay?
Well, okay. I mean, still, it's a dumb joke.
No, but she did. I mean, she literally did.
I would never name you Vagina, Fritz. Fritzy's in the hallway. She's like, I cannot believe they're talking about this.
Yeah.
She's got that actual look on her face, like, I cannot believe. Oh, she's coming back in.
She's coming back in. Yeah, and she's you listen to her talk for 2.5 seconds, and you're like, okay.
She's certifiable.
She's batshit crazy. She's nuts.
Pardon our language, but she's bats.
Insane.
She's a nut job.
The woman is a nut job. But she's backed by a bajillionaire.
Who also happens to be backing Nikki Haley.
Oh my goodness.
And by the way, not a Republican.
Yeah.
The person who's backing her is not a Republican.
No.
Quite the opposite.
Quite the opposite.
So yeah.
So LinkedIn, anybody notice that nobody actually uses that platform anymore? That's why.
I stopped using it years ago.
I don't even go on there anymore.
I didn't know he ran that.
Yeah, he's the owner.
Well,
he's the
then
guy.
I'm closing my accounts and nobody used it anyway. My acting career did not get boosted one bit by that.
Nope, nothing got boosted on there. I just got a whole bunch of Indian people wanting to be my friends. I did get a date once though with one of them.
Far out.
There's nothing.
This was before we got married.
Way before. No. Yeah. So TDSer of the week. We need to find a sounder for that.
TDSer of the week of the
okay,
week.
but
of the week,
no. Actually,
TDSer
though, what's really funny is she's not really a TDSer because she actually said that The Apprentice is her favorite show. And I don't know about you, but if I'm going to get raped by a guy, I'm definitely going to want his show to be my favorite, and I'm going to watch him every week.
I don't want to talk about her anymore.
And her
she
entire story was stolen from a Special Victims Unit episode.
She is persona non grata with a side of Parmesan at this
and
point.
Yet,
I don't care.
She wins these court cases because she's got a multi-bajillionaire Democrat supporter paying for it and buying these crazy-ass DC and New York lawyers.
Oy, oy, oy.
This is not America.
No, this is not America. I'm sorry. You had me at a Bowie kick for a moment with that line. This is not America. It's a song he did.
Okay.
It's from the movie The Falcon and the Snowman.
I don't know about y'all, but I could really use me some news of the weird and wonderful.
Me too.
All right. Let's stop.
Counterculture Wise is proud to present News of the Weird and Wonderful. Here are your hosts, Melanie Hope and Jim Monis.
All right, Jimmy, off you go.
Off I go.
We're learning a few things today.
We're about to learn a couple of things about beings that live underwater.
Yeah.
Humans readily distinguish between photographs of both familiar, including the self, and unknown people by referring to mental images of faces. But what about fish? For the first time with animals, a team of researchers has found that fish recognize themselves from a picture. The group, led by Professor Masanori
Wait, what?
Koda,
Okay, wait. So fish recognize...
photos of themselves.
Okay, then. All right.
The group, led by Professor Masanori Koda, and I really resent you having me to say that name twice, from the Graduate School of Science
I
at
can make you do it
Osaka.
3 times if I wanted to.
Yeah, Masanori Koda. From the Graduate School of Science at Osaka.
Osaka.
Metropolitan University in Japan discovered that the determining factor was not seeing their own body, but seeing their face. Humans readily distinguish between
Fishes
photographs.
have face. Well, I guess they do.
Fishy's got faces.
Yum, yum.
Fishy's got faces when they're... Humans
they're in
readily
places.
distinguish between photographs of both familiar, including the self, and unknown people by referring to mental images of faces. We have a mental image of our own faces and recognize our mirror reflection via self-face recognition. Some animals have the capacity for mirror self-recognition, or MSR, but implications for self-awareness remain controversial. Here we show that cleaner fish, known to scientists as Labyrintus dimidatus, likely recognize their own mirror image using a mental image of the self-face comparable to humans, the researchers said in their study.
How do you know that, though?
I'm pretty sure that they will get to that somewhere within the depths of this article.
All right.
I have no idea. I cannot say for sure.
Okay.
Cleaner fish maintain cleanliness in fish tanks by consuming parasites and dead skin, thereby serving as housekeepers for other fish species. Fish that had never seen a mirror before frequently attacked photographs of both themselves and strangers. In contrast, after passing the mirror test, aggression against their own photograph and composite photographs of their own face, stranger body declined, but aggression remained towards unfamiliar and composite photographs of stranger face, own body.
But they still attacked themselves.
Our results suggest that cleaner fish with MSR ability can recognize their own mirror image based on a mental image of their own face rather than comparing body movements in the mirror. You seem a bit skeptical.
Yeah.
The study demonstrates how animals recognize self-images.
It would seem to me that they would recognize certain features that are really abstract, for lack of a better word, that aren't attacking them at the moment. And so therefore they do not have to feel like they need to attack back. But in the wild, familial faces, those that have certain structures, aren't going to be attacking you because that would be destroying their colony, whereas those that have slightly different features would be. So, I don't know. I think this needs more study. Color me
Skeptical.
Very,
like the man said earlier.
very skeptical.
Well, in that case, let's move on to the next story. Sorry, I have to do that voice every now and then. It's contractually obligated.
I do love the voice. This one's fun. Okay, we have lots of photos, so head on over to counterculturewise.com and check out these photos. They're pretty interesting. I was, today years old before I learned about this.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's one of those things that you never even thought about until somebody brings it up. It's like, oh yeah, how do they do that?
Yeah, and they do. So one of my big fears about living in this particular part of the country is that you never know when there's going to be a gator in the water. Now in Florida, you just assume there's going to be a gator in the water. Mm-hmm. But here you don't know. It's hit or miss. Well, last week, it was so cold in Beaumont, Texas, with lows of 18 degrees Fahrenheit. And I can say we got that low here as well.
True.
That alligators across the area were found to be frozen underwater. And yet, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, they were still breathing. A viral TikTok video captured footage of one of these alligators completely submerged in frozen water except for its snout, which had broken through the ice. It didn't really break through the ice. He stuck his snout through before it became ice. And
instinctively, they knew it was the right thing to do.
It kind of terrifies me a little bit that dinosaurs are that. Yeah. Okay. The American alligator knew he was going to freeze last night, so what he does is stick his nose out the water and let the ice freeze around his nose. And like I said, you can head on over to counterculturewise.com where we have all these links and you can follow this TikTok user who has a video of this. While it might be a strange sight, this is completely normal behavior for alligators.
Never even thought about it until this weekend.
I had no idea. To survive icy winters, alligators go into a state similar to hibernation called brumation. Since reptiles rely on external heat sources to regulate their temperature, brumation allows them to survive cold environments. As long as they can keep their nostrils above water level, they should survive, says the U.S. Forest Service.
How about that?
I'll be darned. During brumation, the animal's body becomes lethargic and... Wait, that's you.
But that's me in the middle of August, too.
But you put your mask on, so your nostrils are above.
Okay, so
normal.
now she's.
You're.
I bring the sexy to the CPAP every night, folks.
Oh, I'm telling you. Ooh. Okay, during brumation, the animal's body becomes lethargic, and its metabolism and body temperature decrease. Now, that is one thing that does not happen with you. Your body temperature increases because if it weren't for you cuddling me, man, I'd be freezing through the night.
That's true.
According
Mm.
According to a paper published in the Journal of Experimental Zoology, Part B. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the name of this paper. I am not making this up. Journal of Experimental Zoology, Part B, Molecular and Developmental Evolution. Good God, could we come up with a longer name?
Why don't you call Bob's Magazine, dude? Come on. This is why nobody subscribes to magazines anymore. It's not the internet.
Grogging on Crocs. Seriously. Unlike a hibernating animal, the alligators will periodically emerge and move about on warmer days. Okay. According to the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, alligators in Texas brumate from about mid-October until March. The sight of frozen gators wasn't just isolated to Texas and North Carolina. Brumating alligators were seen in the Swamp Park, a local adventure park. Images show alligators sticking their snouts out of the ice with their eyelids still closed. The key to life is adaptation. Who better to show this than the American alligator? Well, I mean, considering that they've
been around for
literally dinosaurs. That's freaking
go
brilliant.
back to that era.
So you got to hand it to
absolutely.
him. You got to hand it to him. So the images are honestly, awesome. So
Yeah, they
do
are.
check them out on counterculturewise.com.
So a lot of us, most of us probably have heard stories about credit card machines that crooks will slap on top of the regular ones at gas stations, and they look legit. You put your card in, and all of a sudden you're paying for people's
All your
gas.
information is
So,
good.
yeah, all your information's gone, and you can count on your ID being stolen. This is even more ingenious. A New
This
Jersey,
is kind of badass. I want this.
in a kind of a way, yeah, it is. And she says she wants this, and now they know.
I want it.
A New Jersey man was arrested on felony charges after police say he committed a fuel heist totaling more than $1,700. Delaware
That's
State.
not much. So he got arrested for a felony
Yeah,
for stealing
however,
$1,700 of gas.
However,
Well, people can burn down police stations
boy.
and not even get a misdemeanor.
well,
Just saying.
it's all in a lot of things. Delaware State
It's all in a
troopers
lot of
say
things.
Kelvin.
That was the most nondescript thing
I
you've
decided
ever said.
to just stop the discussion there and move on.
It's all in a lot of things.
Delaware
All
State
right, Biden.
yeah, great. Delaware State troopers say Kelvin Giron Brand, 34, installed a special device on a fuel pump at a Wawa in Newcastle this week.
I love Wawa. I miss Wawa.
I've never been to Wawa.
You've never been to a Wawa?
I haven't been on the East Coast in literal decades.
Okay, if Arby's and 7-Eleven had a love child. No, wait. If Arby's, 7-Eleven, and Buc-ee's had a love child, it would be a
come
Wawa.
on now. Ain't nothing like Buc-ee's.
Wawa's, oh yeah, baby.
Okay, well, anyway, they chose this gas station to anyway.
I was stuck on the East Coast through a snowstorm, baby. It was Wawa all the way.
The device allows the pump to dispense a large amount of fuel for almost no money.
Yay!
Giron Brand paid less than $20 for the $1,700 worth of gas containers found in his van, according to authorities.
Victimless crime.
Please.
Absolutely victimless crime.
A victimless climb? Really?
Yes.
A vigorous climb.
It's a
A
victimless.
blessed.
I'm Nancy Pelosi and I approve of this message. It was a victimless crime.
Still a victimless crime. Okay.
I'm
Just
Nancy
stop.
Pelosi.
Just
Yep.
stop. For the love of God, I got to go to bed. Police say similar thefts have become a trend at local Wawa gas stations. The
trend?
device was recovered. I'm sorry. The device was recovered, and Giron Brand, I'm
I'm
probably
Baba
Giron
Wawa
Brand,
and I approve of this message.
was charged with felony shoplifting and related offenses.
Oh my God, shoplifting? Really?
Well, yeah.
That is hilarious.
You're stealing company merchandise, so yeah, it's technically shoplifting.
Gas us
You're
merchandise.
toying.
Gas us merchandise.
Oh, this will do you great. This will
do me great? Okay.
Yeah,
All
this
right.
will be fantastic.
I'm not exactly sure what you're trying to say here, Jim, but here is the next article. What if you could indulge in your favorite cocktails with no hangover or ill effects?
That would rock.
I'm sure this. Yeah, totally innocent. That's one of the goals for researchers working to make one of the world's oldest vices less harmful. I don't know. There's a little part of me that thinks hangovers are a way of saying, dude, stop.
You're hurting yourself.
Yeah.
You do that if that happens more than a couple of times a month. Get help.
Yeah.
Seriously, just get
seriously,
help.
when
I'm not saying it in a judgmental fashion because
No.
I have been hungover. I mean, to
Oh.
the point where the only way I could get from the entire world from spinning around me is to take my foot from the bed and place it on the floor to stop the room from spinning.
I've been like.
Now
so
that was decades ago. I haven't been that
and
snockered
don't get me
since.
wrong, we're talking
But-
decades ago, but there have been times where I've been like, okay, I need to just lay down on the grass and pray.
It was on
that
the
the
neighbor's
world-
lawn, but anyway.
Yeah, yeah, and those are come to Jesus moments. So, okay, but this is a goal apparently.
Okay.
Alcohol is like playing the piano with boxing gloves on. You hit too many keys, says David Oren, managing director of Gabra Labs. The London-based company is developing a synthetic alcohol that it says will bring pleasurable effects without hangovers, health problems, or slurred speech. Oh my God, we so need this right now.
It's a victimless climb.
It's a victimless climb. Its basis is a gamma aminobutyric acid. Okay, so you need to sound drunk in order to read this. Its basis is a gamma aminobutyric acid. Okay, so it's
Gamma
basis.
aminobutyric acid.
Yeah, seriously, you need to sound drunk in order to read this. An amino acid that targets receptors in the front of the brain that trigger the relaxation and sociability alcohol brings, while avoiding the chaos it wreaks on the body.
It's better not to get that drunk.
The thing with drinking a lot, okay, is that it dehydrates you.
It's true.
Which is why
water is good.
Yeah, and which is why
drink water or coconut water.
Exactly.
Lots of it while you're drinking alcohol at the same time, and it will.
But also, your goal with drinking should not be just, hey, let me get totally shit-faced so I can be a dick and yeah. Okay, so let's see what they say. Dr. David, I swear to God, I am not making this up.
I swear, I am not making this up. His name is David Nutt.
And Nutt with
Nuttmobb, Nut Mob.
I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Okay. The chief scientific officer of GABA Labs says his interest in alcohol and GABA receptors first began nearly 40 years ago when his research led him... I swear I'm not... My God, his name is Nutt. The interaction between the two, a
psychiatrist and
neuropsychopharmacologist. A psychiatrist.
Neuropsych... I said it right
How
the first time.
How many letters are in that freaking word?
Neuropsychopharmacologist.
Neuropsychopharmacologist.
Yeah.
We need a song, Dad. He spent... They're just making crap up at this point. He spent 2 years as chief of sectional of... What? Okay. Let me try this.
Chief of Section of Clinical Science at the National Institute of
That's
Alcoholism at the National Institutes of Health, and has long argued in scientific papers that alcohol causes more harm to society than other drugs.
Okay,
well,
I agree.
Duh.
I agree, but that's not a thing. The Chief of Sectional of Clinical Science in the National Institute of... that's not a thing. Okay. Neuropsychopharmacologist. All right. GABA receptors are the first contact for alcohol in the brain, opening up for relaxing people. Nutt says, but...
was that in the middle of it?
That was, in the middle of everything. Alcohol then also floods the brain with other neurotransmitters that can cause nasty after effects. Creating a substance that targets only the GABA receptors allows the brain to then turn on dopamine and serotonin naturally as the pleasures of the evening take up. Okay, isn't that just like walking in the woods?
Yeah, we did yesterday.
Yeah, isn't that literally... The dopamine and serotonin was literally us walking in the woods and seeing nature. And
it was beautiful. It restored my faith. It really did.
And these people are saying they need a drug to do this. Okay, it feels like what a glass of wine feels like. It feels relaxing. Drinking a glass of wine. Not feeling it. It makes you a bit more chatty. Shut up. A bit more socially engaged with people. Okay.
I stopped.
All right, wait. Let me pause here. What outside source, Jim, if you'd be so kind?
Yes.
When you're calmed down and you're past this, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay. What outside source could make me feel more chatty
outside source? Caffeine?
Electrical. I mean, me. Less chatty. Me, who gets on elevators and turns around and faces people and says, "I'm wearing new socks." Okay,
There's nothing
what
on earth.
outside source
There
could
isn't
make
anything.
me less chatty?
Can't think of a single
Okay,
substance on
what
God's
we
green
need
earth.
is a substance that makes me shut up.
Well, I'm not that substance, apparently.
You are not that substance. There is no substance, okay? I'm just thinking, okay, wine, no. Caffeine, no. Is there any substance on God's earth that would make me less chatty?
9mm ammo?
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight to the head. You would have to, yeah.
Yeah.
It,
Because if I shot her, if somebody were to shoot her anywhere but in the head, she'd be going, "Oh God, I'm dying," and just blather on about
I would
everything.
Bugs Bunny die.
She would Bugs Bunny die for the next 20 minutes.
Oh! How dare the world! Yeah, no. There is no substance on God's green earth that could make me less chatty. Okay, there's a few that might make me more chatty, and
Yeah,
all
there's
that
that.
would do is scare the living daylights out of all of those that are around me. But yeah, less chatty?
Far out.
Yeah, not happening.
Anyway.
Okay. So creating a substance that targets only the GABA receptors allows the brain to then turn on dopamine and serotonin naturally as the pleasures of the evening take off. It feels like what a glass of wine feels like. It feels relaxing. It makes you a bit more chatty, a bit more socially engaged with people, he says, of the product GABA Labs is developing. So at this point, people would be like, "Oh my God, Melanie, shut up." The company is working to raise about £8 million, or around $10.3 million, with an aim to complete food safety testing in the U.S. by mid-2026, where it will launch ahead of European and UK markets. Quote, "Only investors are allowed to use it at this stage," end quote. I'm going to say this out loud. Nut says. Dude, change your name.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Ow! Along the way, Orna nuts. I can't even read the rest of this.
It's not that big a deal.
It's such... Oh my god, his name is Nut. Okay.
What's his first name again?
I forget. Along the way, Orna...
Because if it was Peter, it'd be Peanut. Which
Oh.
is kind of cool. Or if it was Walter, it'd be Walnut.
Yeah. See, we're not live, so I can't play the things, and the things aren't there.
Anyway, he's doing his nut job. Let's just go. So roll on.
There's a lot of self-testing. I mean, if you're going to self-test with your nuts. With many earlier iterations in which they felt nothing, both remember the day they had a glass of the latest iteration of Alcarel? Is that a type of wine? And knew they'd finally gotten it right. It feels like a warm glow, Warren says. You're being you, and you're being with somebody that's being them. You're being real. Oh my God. Cash Money says these guys have blue hair. The company says it has a U.S. partner in place to help find volunteers to test the product. I volunteer! A product manager that has identified a member of laboratories to help produce Alcerel. I don't know how to... Yeah, whatever. Once the funding is in place.
Are you doing Amy Grant in the middle of the show?
I just love you so much that you even knew that was Amy Grant.
She was my high school crush.
She's hot. I gotta hand it to you.
I tell ya.
As part of the testing, the company will weigh the effects of mixing Alcerel with a real alcohol, or using it at excessive amounts. Nut says. If we haven't been canceled yet, we're canceled now. The synthetic alcohol.
Wait till we're live on YouTube starting next week.
Yeah. The synthetic alcohol is a tasteless ingredient formulated to be added to versions of non-alcoholic drinks, from beer to wine and spirits. The inventors say it could be added to drinks produced without alcohol or those where alcohol has been removed. I'm not going to continue. This goes on forever and ever.
It
on
goes
and
on forever and a half.
And on. There's rats and there's
this
needles.
This next one is a short story.
There's
though.
rats
really
and
cool.
there's needles and there's, oh my
Yeah,
God.
let's
You can
forget
head
it.
on over to
We're moving
counterculturewise.com if
We're
you want to
moving
read the
on.
rest, because good God.
The Kane County's Illinois Sheriff's Office posted a video today of a deputy delivering a bag of food Wednesday evening after the original delivery driver was arrested.
Aw, that's cute.
The recipient of the delivery asked if her driver was in an accident upon seeing the deputy. Nope, he got arrested, but we wanted to make sure you got your food, so you guys have a good night, the deputy is heard saying in the video.
Awesome. I love that.
My deputies always follow through, Sheriff Ron Haynes said in the Facebook post. After having to arrest a food delivery driver, he completed the order to ensure no one went hungry.
He didn't have
It does
to do
not
that.
say what the dude was arrested for. Probably trying to eat her food. Who knows? It's not
I
important.
don't think you can get arrested for eating other people's food. Because if you could, Jim, you would be spending a lot of time in jail.
I just wanted a couple of French fries from Jack in the Box. That's all I wanted.
Jack in the Box French fries are crap. You wanted,
But that's where it happened,
no,
though.
you wanted Wendy's French fries, and that
Oh, Wendy's
is a
French fries.
travesty. Don't even get me started on Red Robin, because, dude, you try to steal Red Robin French fries.
You don't have to steal-
Are in the, you are in the clink,
Honey,
dude. You
honey,
are.
darling, sweetie, baby. It's limitless fries. You don't run out of fries. And as long as you're willing to eat fries, there's fries at Red Robin.
Not with
Not a
you.
sponsor. They need to open one in.
Waco.
Okay, she gave it away again. but-
Waco.
Yeah, in Waco.
They know. We're in Waco.
Especially since you no longer have Fuddruckers, you might as well bring a Red Robin
We
in.
need a
In
Red
fact,
Robin,
take
and
that
we
Fuddruckers
need
building, put a
Yes.
Red Robin in it. That's
Yes.
that's what we're asking.
We need a Red Robin, and we need a Trader Joe's in Waco. I'm saying this. It's out there, and you need to do it, because if you don't, you're morons. This
It's a
is
college
a college town. Open a Red Robin, but more importantly, open a Trader Joe's, because
I'm
duh.
under the impression that Red Robin had a presence here once.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we thought so, because we actually planned a meal.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, Waco has some
I mean,
of the,
Colleen, really? Colleen, really?
when it looked for like 5 seconds like we'd be in Killeen, we went to Red Robin and ate there, and the manager could not have been nicer.
No, they were awesome.
They were awesome.
The Red Robin was
And
really...
their food is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have
And their
a lot
fries
of
are
really
amazing.
really good burger places here, but Red Robin would be very welcome here.
As would Trader Joe's. And Trader
Yes.
Joe's, if you're listening, and I know you're not, but if you are, you're absolute, complete, and total morons for not open. For God's sake. It's a college town, dude.
Find an abandoned storefront. I mean, good God, there's
There's
enough
like
of them in
a
this
billion
place.
of them.
Which isn't exactly a recommendation to open a store here, but...
It kind of is, though, because you would rejuvenate the area.
Okay.
I mean, they are rebuilding the area. Trader Joe's, Waco, not joking. Do it. If you don't, you're idiots. You're missing out on billions.
Well, hey, Mama, why don't you read the next one?
All right. Kind of want you to read it, but okay.
Well, I can do
A
it.
warehouse worker who entertained friends with his spot-on Elvis impersonations is now earning $500 a night as a tribute act after they sneaked a video of him to a showbiz agent. Boo! You need to do your spot-on Popeye,
Why would I need to do that?
because you could make $500 a night.
Doing Popeye?
Uh-huh.
Well, blow me down!
No, I don't know.
Even if you made $150 a night, you'd be making more than you're making now. Okay.
Now
Andy
enough
Turney
of that. I'm happy
worked as
where
a
I'm working.
warehouse supervisor for 15 years in Bedfordshire, England. stacking and moving pallets of goods. During the COVID pandemic, he was singing in his kitchen while making a cup of tea, and his wife, Laura, discreetly recorded him uploading it to Facebook. That's how you got me to marry you. And this dude ends up making $500 a night?
Well, I mean, I guess since I no longer live in Vegas, I suppose I could give it a try.
He doesn't live in Vegas either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, when I lived in Vegas, we couldn't cast somebody to play Elvis in a show
you had
of
to
ours
actually get an Elvis in person.
because everybody wanted as much as the show was making a night, plus some.
But here, you could do Elvis.
I don't know, man.
I think you could.
I don't know.
All you need is a wig and... Yeah.
I'm going to watch this video of him after work, after our show tonight, just to make sure he's actually as good as he seems to be.
I didn't want it up there on social media. That's never been my thing. Oh, you got to read this. It doesn't.
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, you got to do it. It doesn't. For me, it doesn't. Yeah.
I didn't want it up there on social media.
No, come on!
He's English!
Yeah, but he's Elvis. Be Elvis.
I don't want to be up there on social media. It's never been a thing, said the 34-year-old. But the response is really good, and people are saying I should do a charity show.
So at the memorial for his beloved grandmother who passed away from cancer, he put on the sequined. It literally says sequined suit.
It does.
I am not making this up. It says sequined.
She swears she's not making this up.
I swear I'm not making it. It says sequined. Sequined suit and a pal.
He does have the suit down. That's definitely one of his. That was
it does say sequenced.
That was the Aloha from Hawaii.
I am not joking.
Outfit.
Recorded the performance. It was his grandmother who inspired Danny's appreciation for Elvis. When he was a young boy, he had a room that was basically a
shrine to me with gold records and everything.
She'd play Elvis songs while doing her ironing, and Danny would practice shaking his leg and holding a mic.
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out.
She might be his guardian angel now after his buddy sent a video of him singing on stage to agents at MK Promotions without him knowing. Danny received 7 or 8 missed calls from a number he didn't know and finally called them back.
They've said, I've seen your videos and I want to give you some work. Thank you very much. I said, what videos? I have no idea what you're talking about.
He realized he couldn't always go back, jump on a forklift again, and work his way back up if he needed, so he quit his job and was soon inundated with offers for gigs. It got to the point where he did 18 shows over one weekend using the stage name Danny Graceland.
That's really cool.
The dad of 2 recalls.
It was never the plan to be a full-time Elvis tribute. They got a wife, 2 kids, a mortgage, a mansion in Memphis. I'm on drugs. But now he works across the UK. Oh, it's your part. Sorry.
But now he works across the UK, getting 400 to 500 pounds per show, and just completed a 9-week stint in Cyprus doing renditions of the king of rock and roll's classic hits. Watch a video below. These will be on Counterculture Wise again. He said his daughter, who is 9, thinks he's famous for oh my God. His daughter's... Start over. He said his daughter, who is 9, thinks he's famous after he appeared on TV, but he still sees himself as just your...
average Joe.
Despite having big plans for the future.
I like to think I'm a humble guy. I can coach football in my spare time and I play darts.
Now he's got a live band and just recorded an Elvis tribute album entitled If I Can Dream. The title of his favorite Elvis song.
There must be lights burning brighter somewhere.
The title of his favorite Elvis song.
Strong winds of promise. It's one of my favorites too.
Okay.
I just want to take this great opportunity while I can. And it says, video, watch this fantastic cover of Caught in a Trap. That's not the name of the song, you dork.
No, it's not. But
it's Suspicious Minds, but whatever.
We can go on together. Even I know that. All right, so we'll have that all up on Counterculture Wise.
I'm going to watch that video after the show.
Again.
Woman. All right. Oh, it's time for one of the best segments of our show.
It's the best segment of the night. we're actually at a point where we did not take a break to take a break. So we're going to take a break to take a break, and then we will come back with This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. But first, let's hear what Chuck has to say.
And now, CCW News presents Holy Crap! This is actually happening! Don't Mess with Texas edition, January 29, 2024. I'm Chuck U. Farley. The big news this week comes from the southern border, where Texas and Washington, D.C. are in a literal Mexican standoff. Thousands of truckers are on their way to lend support, along with 25 other state governors and their National Guard, to back Greg Abbott in his efforts to ward off an invading army that in the last 30 days has literally surpassed the entire population of Delaware. I swear, I am not making this up. While Biden's so-called border control agents wave in streams of all-male, military-aged invaders for whom they make sandwiches and offer free transportation and cell phones, Abbott and his crew are furiously reinstalling razor wire to ward them off. Liberals are big mad that terrorists and future Democrat voters, but I repeat myself, might be thwarted from strolling over Biden's fully open borders. It took a man in a wheelchair to finally stand up to the dementia dictator. God bless Texas. Arizona's GOP chair, Jeff DeWitt, has had to call it quits after leaked audio of him openly trying to bribe Kari Lake into withdrawing from her run for Senate. In it, she basically tells him where he can stick it, and that's exactly what Jeff DeWittless has had to do. From air conditioning to farting cows, the elites at the World Economic Forum want us plebes to give up everything for them, and now they're coming after our morning cup of joe. While surreptitiously sipping from a cup of unknown contents, the WEF speaker, with a straight face, which is quite literally the only straight thing about him, said that coffee leads to environmental destruction. Seriously, I am not making this up. Speaking of climate change, San Diego saw so much rain this week that SeaWorld is underwater and has had to temporarily close because its fish are getting wet, which makes just about as much sense as the rest of the climate change alarmism. On Tuesday, a federal court found that Canada's blackface dictator's invocation of the Emergencies Act in response to the Freedom Convoy protests 2 years ago, quote, was not justified in relation to the relevant factual and legal constraints that were required to be taken into consideration and led to infringement of Canada's Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Tyrant Trudeau's response? The typical entitled dictator's grin that he learned from his real daddy. Now that Senator Fetterman's brain is starting to heal, he's being accused of being a Republican for thinking straight. In fact, they are calling him a traitor for not wanting to commit genocide against the Jews. I swear, I am not making this up. Meanwhile, old Lunch Bucket Joe is so in tune with the working man that he stole a hard hat and proceeded to wear it backwards for a photo op. Pravda, backed by Snopes and other socialist water carriers, swooped in to ensure we did not trust our lying eyes and must not say anything that would embarrass our dearly departed leader, then quietly had to walk it back when Twitter allowed enough free speech to prove the fact-checkers false yet again. For CCW News, this has been Holy Crap! This is actually happening! I'm Chuck U. Farley. Good night, and may God help us.
In this digital society, making connections is quickly becoming a lost art form. Yet, if you are a small business owner, building your network is the only way you can get ahead. Can these skills be learned? You bet they can. Read Nose to Nose Networking, no-nonsense in-person networking tips from a master. Who's the master? Well, who better to teach networking and friend-building skills than a golden retriever? The author, Melanie Hope, takes the antics of Abigail and translates them into the human experience. Through Abby, you will learn how to set your intention, build a network, and get into and out of conversations with grace. Find it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, in hard copy or on Kindle or Nook. Visit counterculturewise.com for direct links. I was living an ideal life with an amazing family, a good job, and lots of friends. I was also a peaceful patriot who loved my country. I woke up every day to be grateful to be an American. But then I realized my life was so good it was almost fictional. I mean, my life made so much sense that it stopped making sense, you know what I mean? Then a friend told me about libtardium.
Introducing libtardium, a treatment for severe rationality and excessive common sense. I'm generally a decent guy, and most people who know me really like me. But one day I realized I lacked passion in my life. Then my wife told me about libtardium, and let me tell you, the passion has returned with a vengeance, hasn't it, honey?
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Patriarchal dunderhead.
Libtardium controls the neurons that promote excessive reasoning while stimulating the ones that trigger emotions. One dose of libtardium is as effective as watching 16 hours of cable news.
I'm Senator Wishwash. I was a die-hard conservative until I decided that principles don't win elections. 1 week's treatment of libtardium was enough to smooth my edges, become more relatable to the press and the electorate, and it made me your senator. Libtardium changed my life, and it can change yours.
Excessive exposure to libtardium can cause sweats, dizziness, foaming at the mouth, and severe loss of IQ. Patients have reported inability to control their temper, as well as excessive and loud use of the term "re." Use of libtardium can trigger psychotic reactions to MAGA hats and Candace Owens. Avoid libtardium at family gatherings, ball games, churches, coffee shops, the Lincoln Memorial, Walmart, NRA meetings, car dealerships, French restaurants, tourist buses, shopping malls, social media, movie theaters, gymnasiums, airports, mosques, Christian bakeries, plant nurseries, nursery schools, and nurses' stations. Please consult your doctor if the stupid lasts for more than 24 hours. Use of libtardium is not advised on Chicago streets during polar vortexes. Ask your local Democratic Party office if libtardium is right for you. Do you feel trapped in your body, mind, or spirit? Are you one of countless Americans wanting to identify as someone or something else outside of your current identity? We can help. At Crap It All One Credit, we have helped thousands of people with their identities. We can take your old one and hand it over to hackers, leaving you free to be that unicorn or attack helicopter you've always known you were. Let Crap It All One's lack of security enable you with yours. We want to identify as your credit card of choice. Call us or visit our website today. Crap It All One, a division of Sucker Bank, LLC.
Terms and conditions apply. Extension of credit is not guaranteed, even though we send people thousands and thousands of ads in the mail implying that it is. Applying for credit will affect your credit score. Never mind that may affect stuff that we always print on the applications because it's not true. Just like Jeffrey Epstein hanging himself. Don't expect a high credit line or low APR just because you think you deserve it. We haven't stayed in business for decades by being stupid with our money. That's your thing. This offer extended only to dummies in the United States and its territories. Have a nice day.
Hello, my name is... what do you care? Anyway, my people have had years and years of persecution. We've complained about it ever since Moses brought us out of the wilderness. So what do you all do? You now pay absolutely no attention to us at all anymore. Women's March this, Black Lives that. What are we, chopped liver? It's time we stood up and started complaining again. We have developed the very weapon that will help us reclaim our rightful place of kvetching in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Mazel Tov cocktail. handcrafted from the finest kosher beer bottles, filled with the tears of our ancestors that burn hotter than the Arab sun, and wicked by our own rendered garments. The Mazel Tov cocktail is guaranteed to splatter and spread millennia's worth of oppressed rage and guilt, so you'll know for certain you are doing God's wake. Use the best, forget the rest, the #1 bomb for civil unrest, made exclusively by the world's oppressed, Mazel Tov.
May cause itching, burning, stinging, sores, zits, hives, freckles, cancer, and Karen Collins. Not for use by plebs, noobs, cucks, simps, fascists, do-nothing weaklings, and especially Antifa, because they are all of those things. Most effective at night after curfew. Mazel Tov is not responsible for any breakages, slippage, mishandling, jail time, or insurance claims. Max, can you come help me with my pillow? It just doesn't feel cuddly enough.
Duty calls, but before I leave, I want to remind our dear listeners and viewers to visit our merch store. You can choose from a wide variety of apparel, accessories, and other goodies. Please keep us afloat. Please help keep Chuck around to report the crazy goings-on in Washington, wherever that is, and elsewhere. I swear, he is not making this up. By contributing today, you will also help keep Mumsy and Father on their anxiety meds. Hey! For these reasons and so many more, I beseech you to visit our merch store at counterculturewise.com.
Now see, that's why we can't have nice things.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey.
Hey.
You know, something we didn't talk about at the beginning of the show that we probably should have is how folks can support us so that we can have a show like at all and eventually learn all the stuff and do all the things that we were talking about and go on and become bigger, better, badder, all the good stuff. So you know what I need folks to do?
Let me get my helmet.
Okay, go get your helmet. Ready?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, drop everything!
I forgot to put shoes on.
Forgot? Who wears
Ouch.
shoes?
Ouch. Ouch.
So it hit your foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you knew it was coming.
You know, between me being diabetic, between the dog tap dancing on my feet every chance she gets,
You should know better.
I should just wear boots to bed. Basically.
Okay. But you're distracting from the whole reason that we're dropping everything, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's get back to where...
Ladies and gentlemen, I almost hate to play the sounder again. Drop everything and like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Tell the people in your life that mean the most and the least to you. Tell people you don't even... Strangers on the street. We have stickers, by the way.
Yep.
Head on over to counterculturewise.com. There's many ways that you can support us so that we can make this the bestest podcast ever. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come back new and improved with video. It's going to happen. You're not going to see my ugly ass face, but you'll see all kinds of other fun things. So do tune in. It's happening here at Counterculturewise, and head on over to counterculturewise.com to help us out with this. Without further ado, to it is time for This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. I think it's your turn, Jim.
Yes, it is. I'm absolutely aghast.
Oh, my Lord.
This is the headline. Let's just start with the headline.
You know what? No, wait. We have a skit about this.
We do?
Should play the skit first. Yes, the grow-up challenge.
You've finished gagging yourself damn near to death with the Cinnamon Challenge. You've recovered from the body shock of the Ice Bucket Challenge, and you finally returned from the hospital after doing the Tide Pod Challenge. What is the next level of challenge for you overly suggestible millennials out there? At CCW Labs, we have worked day and night calculating the next challenge level, and we believe you're about to meet your match, introducing the Grow the Hell Up Challenge.
Dad, what do you mean I need to find a job?
Well, sweetheart, you're 22 years old, you're not in college, and you still live with us, so I
Oh my God, I can't do this!
Man, I'm gonna have to write you up.
Why, boss?
Your attendance is awful. You need to show up for work on time and stop taking days off when you're not sick.
Oh my god, I can't do this.
Welcome to American Bake. How can I help you?
I have a balance of negative $300. How did that happen?
It looks like you bounced several checks. I suggest balancing your checkbook, or at least looking at your balance before making purchases.
Oh my god, I can't do this.
Here are things you, a grown-ass adult, can do that does not require government handouts, pity parties, or forcing the rest of us to overpay for your damn insurance. Use your damn turn signals. Take responsibility for your own damn actions. Spay and neuter your damn pets. Spay and neuter your damn selves. Write a damn book. Plant a damn garden. Learn a damn trade. Realize that the damn earth revolves around the sun, not around you. Please submit your Grow the Hell Up Challenge videos to us at counterculturewise.com. We're waiting.
Wow, that is a blast from the past.
We haven't
even
played
did
that on this show in a couple of years at least.
Yeah, and I even did an really, really bad animation for that one. But it still holds true, so off you go, Jimmy.
All right, with that in mind, I'm going to read this is from Reuters. South Korea warns against social media trend of eating fried toothpicks. I'm going to say that even more clearly.
Yeah.
Eating fried toothpicks. A health warning from South Korea's... I just had to take an extra breath because it's so stupid.
This is a thing, people!
A health warning from South Korea's food ministry has urged people not to eat fried toothpicks made of starch in a shape resembling curly fries after the practice went viral in social media posts. Video clips showing people consuming the deep-fried starch toothpicks with seasoning such as powdered cheese have racked up thousands of likes and shares on where else? TikTok and Instagram. Their safety as food has not been verified. I was going to try and do a Korean accent, but I don't want to offend anybody.
I have no idea what a Korean accent
Their
sounds like.
safety as food has not been verified. The Ministry of Food and Drug Safety said in a posting on Wednesday on social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. Please do not eat them. Videos of the toothpicks, a sanitary product, being fried in oil and eaten were going viral. It added, food coloring is used to impart a green hue to the toothpicks, made from sweet potato or cornstarch, which are seen as being environmentally friendly and biodegradable.
Unlike wood,
That's true.
which like real toothpicks are made out of.
Online, blah,
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 blah.
blah.
Often used in restaurants in South Korea, they can also be used to pick up finger foods. Online eating shows called mukbang, which often show people eating an excessive amount of food or unusual
I
dishes,
went
are
mukbang
popular.
and you went mukbang.
I did what?
I went mukbang and
Because
you
you're a
went mukbang.
Yank. I've been to Korea. That's how they talk, or it's how it's pronounced.
You know this.
Yes.
Okay.
Online eating shows called mukbang, which often show people eating an excessive amount of food or unusual dishes, are popular in South Korea. It's very crispy.
Why
TikTok...
would somebody want to watch that? I don't get it.
I don't know. It's very crispy, one TikTok user said in a video while crunching up fried toothpicks. Now, I need to point out, I was in South Korea in... okay, so it's a combination of both. Mukbang. Not mukbang. Anyway,
Mukbang.
but it's also not
Mukbang.
mukbang, so there we go. Anyway. I want to bang these mooks over here.
Mukbang either, Mr. Hoity-toity pinky lifter. Okay, so it's mukbang. Mukbang.
Look, you can call me a kimchi eating whatever. I don't
Gee,
care.
yum yum.
Kimchi's delicious.
I'm gonna learn me.
I just want to point out, I was in Korea, South Korea, that is, of course, in the mid 80s, and they didn't have, if they had TV shows like this, I was unaware because I was basically just working and getting drunk in
Well,
bars.
no, it's really, really popular here. Like big fat women just eating and eating and eating. It's actually
Wasn't
really
there?
tragic.
There's some show called My 600-Pound Life or something like that.
Yeah.
It's I saw
it's
bits and
tragic.
pieces of it a
It's
few months ago.
awful.
It's horrible.
And for those of us who struggle with our weight and don't want to be like this, I do not approve of those messages. I mean, these poor people.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
as you were
This
saying
is-
before you're so rudely interrupted, mukbang.
and the next story is straight out of Breaking Bad. Now, I have a confession to make. Melanie's seen every single episode.
Yes,
I have
sir,
not
I
seen
have.
5 minutes of the show, but I've
I've
been
seen that,
wanting
and I've
to.
been watching My Name is Saul. Good series, highly recommend. And for those of you who have seen it, this may sound vaguely familiar. A former chemistry graduate student in Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, who was once lauded for his college work, now faces charges of operating a meth lab on campus. Ooh, he
But
went the
Walter
next step,
didn't
though.
do that, did
Not
he?
on
Did-
campus, no.
No,
Not on
that's
campus.
taken a step longer.
Yeah. According to Madison County Court records, an SIUE professor. So, do you just say "Sui"?
You can.
It is Illinois after all.
I don't care.
A SUI professor noticed something suspicious in the Science West building this past Thanksgiving break. Spectrometer testing revealed alleged spectrometers. Okay. Spectrometer testing revealed alleged byproducts of meth making.
Meth maker, meth maker, meth
Make
me
a
some meth.
Yes. Campus police investigated. I love those
Dun,
one sentence
dun.
paragraphs. This was somewhat of a routine call when it originally came in, but a lot of our staff teamed up, did a lot of background, and we were really able to get it to the point where there was an arrest made in the end. That is the weirdest word salad. Anyway, SUI Police Chief David Goodwin said.
Hey,
"So,
watch what you say
really,
about cops.
a team approach." A probable cause statement reads, SUI police confirmed that the only person to make electronic access electronic access to the Science West building between 11:22 and 11:27 and had a key to room 3000 besides the reporting professor was Jeremy Smalling.
Jeremy Smalling's dead.
He's going to be. Smalling, 45, was
WUZ was.
Yeah, WAZ was a graduate research assistant at the time. He's listed as winning the 2018 award for physical chemistry at the university.
Very nice.
SUI police checked the National Precursor Log Exchange, also known as PLEX.
NPlex. It's not that difficult. It's NPlex.
Database that tracks
Pseudoephedrine
purchases. So,
the
allergy
Sudafed.
medicine. Allergy
Sudafed,
medicine,
yeah.
Investigators said Smalling was listed as attempting 365 pseudoephedrine purchases in the last 10 years. Well, that's only one a day for a year. So over 10 years, that's nothing. That's like one every 10 days.
Don't give yourself away.
And was blocked from purchasing 45. Oh, okay. He's listed as attempting 365 times, but was only blocked 45 times. Gosh, it sounds like our southern border. Illinois law flags purchases that exceed a 30-day supply in a 1-month period. Police got a judge to sign off on a search warrant to put a GPS tracker on the Smalling's car. And if it's going to be Smalling's as in the entire family, the apostrophe should have been after the S. Call me if you need some help.
By
with
the
your
way, that
spelling
goes for
and
all of our
grammar.
listeners too. You want somebody who can do editing and proofreading? We are your gang. We will set this up for you.
We will Englishify you. Okay. Which was parked at his apartment complex in Puma Boulevard. Sweet! Police also brought in the regional drug task force known as the MEGC.
So the MEGZ went to the SWE and did some NPlexing. Yes, indeed they did.
so much. Our agent, who's detached to Megsy, really picked it up and ran with it, Chief Goodwin said. Really, it's a collaborative effort. We get it, Chief. We get it. You collaborated.
Well, this doesn't happen in Suey very often.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
You know, they don't Nplex your Suey just every single day,
Oh,
you know.
well, you had Megsy and Synergy and Suey and collaboration and yeah, okay, we've hit all the dang words. Next, we're going to have DEI and blah, blah, blah. Investigators monitored Smalling's alleged meth-making purchases in neighboring cities like Walmart and Walgreens in Glen Carbon, Illinois. Court records state that a team of 6 investigators tracked the defendant. On January 10th, officers noted they had watched the suspect enter his apartment with suspected meth-making materials he'd just purchased, and that they noticed the bedroom window was open, even though the temperature was 30 degrees Fahrenheit at the time. Sorry, 36, but still, burr. The Madison County State's Attorney official charged Smalling with 4 felony counts. Wow, they kind of skipped
One
to
for
the end.
each, and one for each
They're like,
abbreviation.
oh, his window
One
was
for
open
Suey,
and it was
one
cold.
for Nplex,
They
one for
skipped.
Megsy.
Seriously, though, they skipped. His window was open. It was really cold, and now he's been charged with 4 felony accounts. I feel like we're missing part of the story here. Anyway.
This isn't a well-edited story.
No.
So we probably are missing several parts of the story.
Now I understand why, like, all of Sports Illustrated and Forbes have been laid off.
Honey, at the bottom of the article.
Go
What's
in
it
there, go
say?
in there. It's going. Including aggravated participation in meth making and possession with the intent to deliver. Sui is aware of an ongoing law enforcement investigation concerning an individual who was previously enrolled as a Sui student. A spokesperson for the university said in a statement, the individual does not have access to campus. Yeah, they do. You kind of saw that they do. Okay. Sui PD will continue to partner with Madison County authorities and other law enforcement
All their
agencies
bridges.
to ensure the safety of our campus community. Court records indicate the suspect also had 3 student roommates living with him during his arrest, all of whom were evacuated and relocated.
Now read the box underneath what you just said is what I was trying to aim at.
Suggest a correction.
Yes. Suggest several.
You cannot do the English. You be bad at grammar. Yeah, I've done that. And basically what you get is, I don't want to use the F word, but that's kind of what they say.
Really, they just buzz off. That's just there for decoration. Okay.
It's
Got
just
it.
there for decoration.
No problemo, senor.
No problem.
Alrighty. Cool.
Lots of problemo. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we can't have nice things. Guess what, Jimmy?
What, Jimmy?
We're almost done with the show,
Yeah?
but we have some Florida man to impart.
You know something? I am in the mood to be cheered up and made feel superior by listening to stories of these wackos. So
well, let's do it.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ever had a day you felt so stupid, lacking a brain? Well, here's a guy who'll make you feel like a genius and maybe even sane.
All the world loves to laugh at losers as often as they can. Here comes another chance to chuckle. Here comes the Florida man.
Take it away, Jim.
You know, honestly, there's one note I hit wrong in that song, and it's like
What?
this is "Here comes the Florida." I went, "Here comes the Florida man." I hate that. I hit the wrong
We
note.
can fix it.
I'm not gonna fix it. I'm starting to sound like Bob, don't I?
You do.
I don't want to fix it because if I fix it, then I got to re-record it, and I don't want to re-record it. It's not that important, so why does it torture me? Why do I stay awake at night with sweat pouring down my chest and
It's okay, Bob. I have a French lover.
You don't understand. I told you to leave 7 years ago.
Yeah, but he's still paying the rent, so.
Our first
Sadly,
and one of
that
our
is
best
one of
sketch.
our most popular sketches, and the video is so pathetic.
I love it. I love that video.
It's so pathetic.
I love that
my God,
video.
it's so embarrassing. That's why we got Bad Drawings Inc. as our name. But,
Well, that was the name, and there's a reason. But I thought it was fun. I loved it.
and the cows, the square cows.
The square
do
cows
have a square
were
cow
part of every
pillow.
cartoon we did early on.
Pretty much, yeah.
So anyway, oh my, that wasn't very nice of this fellow at all.
Yeah.
Start on a fun day, and you have to ruin it for everybody.
The headline is fantastic, so I don't know if you want to read
Florida
the headline.
man accused of attacking bus.
Attacking the bus.
News outlets. Contact us. I beg of you. We don't even charge all that much. Just please.
No, he did actually attack the bus, the physical bus. He
Oh my
did.
God. Anyway.
Not the bus driver.
Oh my God, that is true.
No, he literally attacked the bus. This headline
Oh
is legit.
my! I thought they forgot the word driver, but yeah, I'm
No,
reading
no,
further.
he attacked the actual physical vehicle.
Florida man accused of attacking a bus for dropping him off at Disney World instead of SeaWorld
Okay.
won't be charged.
But the problem is, the bus isn't what dropped him off. Just like, the attack SUVs that drive into parades.
Okay.
The vehicle didn't drive into the parade, but he did actually attack the bus itself.
Let's just
But
continue.
the bus isn't what dropped him off. So yeah.
Let us continue.
All right. Oh, that just makes my bones melt. Okay, off you go.
I'm the locksmith of love, no?
Nope.
A 37-year-old man who allegedly attacked a bus, there it is, after the driver dropped him off at Walt Disney World in Florida instead of SeaWorld Orlando, will not be charged.
Aren't
The
they
man,
within walking distance of each other?
I don't know. I've been to Walt Disney World, but I've never been to SeaWorld Orlando. I've been to the one in San Diego, and we're probably going to wind up going to the one in San Antonio before very long.
There's one in San Antonio?
Yeah, it was right near the hotel we stayed at.
Why didn't we go?
We liked hanging out at the Riverwalk too much.
Okie dokie then. There's no sea life at the Riverwalk. I was going to say there's no.
There's
killer
lots
whales,
of life
there's
to
no
see,
killer
but there's
whales
no
at
sea life.
SeaWorld at all
Yeah.
anymore, which is a
Yeah,
good thing.
the killer whales aren't. The orcas aren't there
Well,
anymore.
I mean,
which
once
kind
they
of
actually
ruins
started
it.
killing people, it's like, hello, you didn't
Yeah,
see that
well,
one
maybe
coming?
not.
I mean, they are named killer whales, people. Anyways, off you go.
I'm only the headline in one paragraph in. It's cool. Actually, one sentence. But anyway,
This
the
is
man
how we burn
identified
time.
the man identified in media reports as Elijah Thomas. Wasn't he on Home Improvement? Anyway, won't face
I
charges.
thought he was in Lords of the Rings.
Oh well.
Lords of the what?
Lords of the Wings.
I don't know what I just said. Lord.
Welcome to Large Wings.
Lord of the Rings.
Take your order,
We're not even
please.
drinking tonight. Lord of the Ring. Okay. We were drinking
Elijah
earlier,
Thomas
but
won't
that was
face
another
charges in connection to the November 17th incident, Fox Orlando reported.
time. Why?
Well, I'm about to tell you why, Melanie.
Okay. Did the princess get okay.
She died. They all died of the plague and
You're the
AIDS
worst
and
dad
syphilis.
ever.
They all died of the plague and syphilis. Good night. From the investigation which has been made, it is the opinion of the writer that this case is not suitable for prosecution. Assistant State Attorney Aseye Akos.
What
Oh, come
the
on.
bloody hell?
Or but
Aseye
Abba-dabba-ding-a-bobba-dee-bop-de-bop,
Deppy.
the
That is
rebop-de-bop,
a
there's a
made-up
bebop-de-bop.
name. That is a Dr. Seuss name. I don't buy that name for a minute.
Aseye Akos, Lord Bacon Slapper, said in the court filing, this action is, okay, I'll be fair, it was Abler Deppy. And why in the world, anyway.
It's made up. I don't believe it for a minute.
This action is taken to clear the records and to release subject's bond if any has been posted responsive to the above charge. If in custody, defendant should be released. Thomas was
Wait, okay, hold on. Wait. Back up a tick. How does the assistant state attorney not know whether this person is in custody? You have one job, Mr. Abler Derby. You have
Mr.
a
Ablo Derpty Derp.
You have a single job as Seke Askos Apaderpaderp. How do you not know whether This guy is in custody.
This
Diversity higher, diversity higher. We need to write a song about diversity higher.
DEI, which of course
Which
spells,
of course means that you're
which
just too
spells
damn...
day, which means God, which is exactly what they think this is.
These people are stupid and they are trying to spell die,
In
but they don't know how to do it.
excelsis Deo. Deo.
Deo.
Ablodepio. Anyway.
Okay.
The only reason
You gotta read this next
Every
paragraph
time I
now.
start to say something, you jump on what I'm supposed to say.
I'm way over here not saying anything.
No, you're not.
Yes, I
Forget
am.
it.
I'm way over
Forget
here.
it. I don't want to do it anymore. Thomas was accused
I want
of
the
causing...
French guy back.
If it will make you listen to what I have to say.
It will.
Okay. I think the way they do this. No, that's the wrong accent. All of a sudden, I'm
All of a
Zsa Zsa
sudden, you're
Gabor.
Putin.
All of a sudden, I'm Zsa Zsa Gabor. Okay.
I don't want me some Putin.
Okay.
Thomas was a cool.
The reason they do this is so
Yeah.
that Florida Man can continue to exist as a meme.
Is that what
if
it
we
is?
had competent people outside of Ron DeSantis running the state, Thomas was accused of causing $500 in damage to a bus by punching and kicking the front glass doors several times, according to an arrest affidavit from the Orange County Sheriff's.
kicking a door.
The bus driver told deputies he picked up a passenger at Central Station. When the bus arrived at Disney Springs, the driver said the man was asleep. The driver said he told the man he had to get off because it was the last stop. The man, identified as Thomas, became irate and started to yell and curse at him, the affidavit said. He got off the bus but stayed outside of it, saying he needed to go to SeaWorld. He was allowed back on the bus.
Happiest place on earth, my fuzzy white.
No, I love Disney World. It's cool.
Nah.
Thomas then allegedly attacked
There's
the bus and
other
broke the glass
people's
door.
children there, forget
He
it.
was later found by deputies and arrested on suspicion of criminal mischief. Woo, 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 woo. People are listening to us for the first time. I have no idea what this is about. But every time
It's not as fun
I
as
just really
malicious
get
mischief.
into malicious mischief or criminal mischief. Fox News Digital has reached out to the state ATTI's office. So there it is.
Who cares? What a stupid sentence. I don't care.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So, questions.
Yeah.
Is Mr. Kiki Slappy guy gonna do the same to the fish if they're not doing what he wants them to do? I mean, what a
I don't
weird...
know. I mean, I would, if I was the day manager of SeaWorld that day, I'd be like, we really don't
Could you
want him
stop hitting the bus? Because that's just like not a good look for us. Yeah. What's really interesting is they didn't show a picture of the dude.
Well, it was just one article. There may be others. I'll go ahead and look for that one. I know what point you're about to make, but let's go ahead. You read the next one because it's crazy, and I will
This
see
one
if I
is-
can find.
It's tragic. And actually, no, I don't even have another word. It's tragic. The family of an 85-year-old woman who was snatched and killed by an alligator while walking her dog is now suing the retirement community she was living in. Okay, so this poor woman is walking her dog. Dog lives, by the way. And an alligator grabs her and drags her underwater and kills her. This is right outside of her home in a retirement community.
That's awful.
I mean, if you don't feel safe in an old folks' home, where can you go? So this happened in February. Gloria Serge was taking her dog for a walk near the retention pond behind her home in the Spanish Lakes Fairways community when an alligator that was over 10 feet long grabbed her foot and dragged her into the water where she drowned. In fact, the neighborhood named this particular alligator Henry, and they named it Henry because the alligator was seen so often on the shores of this retention pond. Keep in mind, this is an old folks' home where 85-year-old little old ladies are out there walking their dogs. The law firm Lester & Lester Landy and Smith PLLC filed the lawsuit, thank you, Thursday morning on behalf of the family, claiming the retirement community knew of the alligators and failed to call the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission to remove the gator, and that they are to blame for her death. Yeah. I mean, she lived a good life, don't get me wrong, 85, go girl. There were no signs posted around the lake warning residents of the presence of an alligator.
They should have at least had that.
At the very least. And the property managers encouraged people to sit near the lake by placing a bench along the shoreline. This flies in the face of common sense and warnings from wildlife experts. Crikey.
Common sense, just period.
Yeah. The attorney said residents and staff in the community regularly fed the gator, including chicken and food from their lunch, and that there were no warning signs of alligators near the pond or in the weekly newsletters they send to residents. Hey guys, just thought I'd let you know there's a 10-foot alligator out there that's probably going to kill you, so probably don't want to go anywhere.
Sounds like a croc to me.
The attorney also claimed that Serge was forced to walk her dog near the pond after recovering, I think they meant receiving, a violation and eviction warning for breaking a rule the community has against walking pets in the streets.
So it's not okay to walk your pet in the street, but it's perfectly okay to let alligators wander up and down and not let people know?
Yeah.
Dude, lawsuit a mile wide, a skyscraper high, and
that's what the attorney says. Spanish Lakes made her be there. The attorney. Okay.
From here to attorney.
If they can say recovering a violation, I can see eternity.
There you go.
The attorney said the community knew about the presence of the dangerous alligators and, quote, encouraged activity at the retention pond. Like, retention pond retaining
gators.
No child should have to bury their mom under such horrible circumstances. Serge's son said this was a tragedy that was 100% preventable, so I stand here today on behalf of my mom to share her story in the hope that this will never happen again. I mean, come on, the lady's 85. She made it through COVID. She did okay. She was a healthy broad. She was walking her dog and she got taken out by an alligator.
True.
Her son also said Serge could not swim and died in the most violent and terrifying way. Ow.
That would be a horrific way to die, especially if you're that old.
Yeah.
Oh, that would stink.
But the dog lived. Following Serge's death, the Spanish Lakes community contacted the SNAP program through the FWC, which issued permits and removed multiple alligators larger than 4 feet long. Multiple alligators larger than 4 feet long. Oh my God. And this is Florida.
Yeah. They should know better.
Wow.
They should definitely have known better. That lawsuit is a slam dunk.
Oh, easy
absolute
peasy.
Slam dunk.
Easy peasy, unless it gets tried in any court where there's a judge that's trying Trump.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's different. They're typically not the same type of judge.
Okay, well, you'll have fun with this one.
Yeah. By the way, I did look at several other articles regarding the story, and they don't appear. I mean, even ones that are dedicated to Disney blogs and that kind of thing. Not official Disney, but Disney fans and Disney travelers and that kind of thing.
The bus kicking guy.
About the bus kicking guy, and no, Baron von Bus Kicker is not photographed.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow.
Baron von Bus Kicker. That's nice. I like that one. That was a good one.
Okay. So, a scammer hacked into doctors' electronic prescribing accounts, wrote tens of thousands of bogus orders for addictive drugs, then had runners pick them up from pharmacies in multiple states so that they could be illegally resold online. prosecutors on Long Island announced Friday. The man prosecutors said led the sophisticated drug ring, Devin Anthony Magarian, 21, of Kissimmee, Florida, pleaded not guilty during a court appearance in Mineola.
They always plead not guilty when they know darn well they're guilty. I guess you have to.
Well, here's the thing. This is my understanding of the law. I'm not a lawyer. Do not consult me about what toothpaste to use, let alone law. But I use Parodontax toothpaste. Anyway, yeah, if you plead guilty, then yeah, you're saved a lot of potential time.
Well,
and
no, my question
that kind of
is,
thing.
there's guilty, there's not guilty, and there's guilty, but screw you, I don't care.
Well, that's for a court to decide, which is exactly the point. Maybe you did something, but if you plead not guilty, if you have, and under certain circumstances, you'll be freed. You won't have to serve a day in jail. So I mean, if you have a strong case that you can't be proven that you did it, I mean that's how I understand it. But anyway, he was ordered temporarily detained. Nassau County District Attorney Ann Donnelly described the scheme as the modern-day equivalent of stealing a doctor's prescription pad. She said it exposed vulnerabilities in the e-prescription system used by doctors and other prescribers to electronically send prescriptions directly to pharmacies. The defendant found ways to exploit the system, Donnelly said in her office in the Mineola courthouse on Friday. It's a reminder that drug dealers have become cyber criminals.
It's true, and that is the trend.
It is. Magarian faces 19 criminal charges, including illegally selling a controlled substance and illegally diverting prescription medications. My client is 21 years old with no criminal record, his lawyer Douglas Rankin wrote in an email.
He's a baby.
This is a rush to judgment, and I fully expect that my client will be fully exonerated.
The age may help.
It might.
The age and
might.
No previous thing. I mean, pretty ingenious for a 21-year-old. He should be writing novels and TV scripts, not actually doing this crap. But anyway, prosecutors say the scheme involved surreptitiously acquiring doctors' credentials and creating fraudulent e-prescription
Guy's
accounts.
Smart. Too bad he's not using it for good.
Maybe he will from now on. Magarian then generated fake patient information, which was used to generate thousands of prescriptions for drugs such as oxycodone, promethazine, and codeine. Holy crap! They went straight for the heavy stuff. Those prescriptions were then sent out to pharmacies along the East Coast, including Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Florida, Georgia, Texas, and the Carolinas.
Texas is not on the East Coast, just for the record.
Not yet. A team of runners then picked up the prescription of drugs which Magarian sold online, communicating with customers using Telegram and collecting payments through cryptocurrency and other digital payments, prosecutors said.
Wow, this kid's smart.
Donnelly said Magarian and his crew lived a lavish lifestyle off their scheme, purchasing luxury cars, frequenting steakhouses and strip clubs, and enjoying courtside seats at NBA games.
When they should
Why
have been
didn't I have
saving
friends like that when I was in the Marine Corps? All I had were a bunch of straight edge jarheads with that age, man. Come on.
He should have been saving it up to pay for lawyers.
She said law enforcement officials on Long Island, learned of the scheme last February after local pharmacist alerted authorities about a suspicious prescription from an out-of-state doctor. Yes,
That's
indeed.
it. That's the end of the
That's the
article.
end of it.
Well then, one last Florida man. Of course. A 73-year-old man has been arrested after striking a female employee in the face at a restaurant in the Villages.
What is wrong with people?
73-year-old. I mean, come on, dude. The incident reportedly happened Tuesday around 7:30 p.m. at Cody's
He looks like my
Original
adoptive
Roadhouse.
father. That's sickening.
Wow, he's a good-looking 73, though. He does not look that old.
It's true.
But he's just
But
grinning
he's
from ear
grinning.
to ear.
Yeah, I beat her. Anyway.
Yeah, I punched the broad. The victim told deputies she saw a man, later identified as Serwo, enter the restaurant and begin dancing among other customers. She said Serwo then began to walk toward the kitchen area, which is not open to the public. As she tried to explain why he was not allowed in the kitchen, Serwo allegedly struck her in the face, hitting her nose. That's when other restaurant employees intervened. The woman declined medical treatment. One man told deputies he witnessed Serwo strike the woman in the face and scream as he tried to fight with multiple other employees, an arrest report stated. Serwo was later found by deputies at a nearby restaurant and was taken into custody. His right knuckle was slightly red and swollen. He told deputies he didn't recall hitting anyone and believed a business had, quote, taken his golf cart and the employees were in on the scheme, end quote. He also stated he had an alcoholic beverage.
You don't say.com.
I had an alcoholic beverage at my home, but was unsure when and did not know how much he had to drink.
I'd say you had about enough.
I'm heading toward enough. He was released from jail the next day on a $500 bond.
I just love it. He's just grinning.
He's
Oh,
just
how you
happy
doing?
as a clam, man. Just grinning from ear to ear. I call fake on those teeth.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say nothing. I wasn't going to say nothing at all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your weekly dose of Florida Man. Stay tuned for news of the Wonderfuller. Here on Counterculture Wise, we may rant, we may rave, but most of all, we go against the current culture because we believe, to the core of our beings, that humans are good and the world is an amazing and beautiful place. At the beginning of our show, we give you news of the weird and wonderful, but that is just the tip of the magnificent iceberg that is our world. We now present news of the Wonderfuller. All right, you usually make me read these ones, but ha ha ha, I set it up so that I read the last one, so this one is on you.
Today's good news story comes from Fayetteville, North Carolina. In the aftermath of a recent storm in North Carolina, the Fayetteville Animal Protection Society discovered a touching surprise at their doorstep that both broke and uplifted their hearts.
Would you stop it with the voice? Oh my God, they look like our dog.
A group of puppies.
You are so dishonest.
The poignant note revealed a tale of compassion in the midst of adversity.
They look like our doggy.
In the arms of the angels.
Okay.
The note, written by a nameless homeless man, explained the heartbreaking circumstances that led him to rescue the puppies. Having regularly fed a local stray dog, he discovered the mother had tragically been hit by a car. Determined to provide the puppies with a chance at a better life, despite his own homelessness, he left them at the shelter's doorstep with a heartfelt plea for help. The note read, "Please help. I found these puppies." At least I'm not doing it in a Casey Kasem voice.
No.
I found these puppies sadly after noticing a local stray dog that I would often feed him when I could, dead by the road. She had been hit by a car. I knew from feeding her that she had puppies somewhere, and after searching where I would usually see her, I found them. I'm sorry for leaving them like this, but I myself am homeless and cannot afford to care for them. My heart shatters for them and their mother. I just want them to be given the chance their mother, like myself, was never given. Please do not think poorly of me, but it felt wrong leaving them alone in the cold, waiting on a mother that would not be coming home. Sincerely, Nameless Man, Nameless Man.
God, that is a gut-wrenching letter.
The Fayetteville Animal Protection Society took to their social media pages to share the story, expressing gratitude and admiration for the anonymous man's selfless act. They assured him that his kindness had not gone unnoticed and promised to honor his gesture by providing the puppies with the love and care they deserve. To this compassionate individual, wherever you are, we want you to know that your act of kindness has not gone unnoticed, the shelter wrote in a Facebook post. Your empathy in the face of adversity gives us hope and inspiration. We promise to honor your selfless gesture by providing these puppies with the love and care they deserve. If you're up to it, please swing by the shelter to visit the puppies and get a proper thank you.
Aww. I doubt he'll see that, but if he does, I hope he did.
I read it.
Have to appreciate that he signed it nameless man and capitalized the word man.
Because he is. That's what a real man would do.
So God bless these sweet, beautiful little puppies, and may they each find forever homes. And
I hope every Sadie there gets a new home.
every Sadie there gets a new home that is as awesome as ours, because we have an awesome home. Our home is an awesome home. Please help us keep it by donating at counterculturewise.com.
Please, folks.
Thank you so much for joining us. And
thank you, Melanie
we
Hope,
keep
for being such a good
promising
hope.
that we're going to be live.
So I'm done promising. We'll just see.
Not sure how we're going to do it, but we're not going to be able to do it the way we've been doing it. So check us out on our locals channel, on hopefully Twitter, X platform if we can, and of course ScrewTube. We'll probably be taking the same format that some of our heroes have been taking, where we'll do half of our show on all of the platforms and then go the rest of our show where we won't be censored off of the platforms, and you can join us for more fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week.
Counterculture-Wise is a Stormcat production.
Thank you for joining our growing family of listeners. All links from the show are available on our website, counterculturewise.com. Find our archives on any of your favorite podcast hosts.
We engage in satire, commentary, and generally laugh at the ridiculousness of our crumbling society. Our only medical or financial advice is to not follow any financial or medical advice given by podcasters.
Our animations, interviews, Holy Crap segment, and other videos are put out on BitChute and Rumble, and only in part on YouTube because they hate free speech.
Our show is entirely funded by listeners like you. Visit our ever-expanding merch store or our Subscribe Star, where you can get outtakes, extra videos, and sneak peeks.
If you would like to be a guest on our program, feel free to contact us via our website. Just click on the link at the top that says, "Be a guest on our show."
For more fun and cat pics, please visit our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. For complaints about our show, please fill out the ID10T form on our website, and we will give it the attention it deserves.
Meanwhile, no matter how cruel the world may be around you, always remember the importance of kindness. Be kind to each other, be kind to animals, and be kind to yourself. See you next week.